Yeah, this is case number 589 on the calendar, the matter of Clymer versus Culp. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mrs. Clymer, is this your husband?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I just wanted to know who the players were. According to your complaint, the defendant, who is the current girlfriend of your soon-to-be ex-husband,
Yes, ma'am.
drove your car without permission when you weren't home one weekend and blew the engine on the car. You want her to replace the engine.
Yes.
There is a counterclaim by Ms. Culp for defamation. She says that you've been spreading nasty rumors about her. So, when were you and your husband married?
December 14th, 1999.
So it's a short-term marriage.
Yes, ma'am.
And you have no children together.
No, we do not.
Do you have any children of your own?
Yes, I do.
How old are they?
28 and 25.
So they don't live with you?
No, they don't.
Mr. Clymer, does he have children?
Yes, he does.
Were they living with you at the time
Yes,
that
they
you
are.
were together?
Yes.
How old are they?
17 and 15.
When did this incident happen with the car?
Approximately on a Saturday. I left town.
What date?
I think it was around the 28th.
Of what month?
December.
Now, on December 28th, were you and your husband still living together
Yes,
as man
ma'am,
and wife?
we were. 2 days after Christmas. And then I left town to take my $2 back to Emmett and visit my mom.
Okay, so on the 27th, you had a discussion with him about divorcing. I assume that that didn't come as a shock to you.
Yes, it did, ma'am.
It did?
Yes, it
You didn't
did.
know anything was wrong?
No, I did not.
Did you ask him why?
Yes, I did.
What did he say?
Because I didn't make him Rice Krispie bars. I didn't go to church. And just ridiculous comments why he wanted a divorce.
So you got in your car and you left?
Well, that following morning I left.
So you left on the 28th?
Yeah, I think it was Friday morning. Yeah.
When did you return home?
Sunday evening.
Okay, and according to your complaint, when you returned home, the defendant was there.
Yes, ma'am.
Had you known her before?
No, I do not. I don't even know who she is.
She's never laid eyes on me before today, Your Honor.
Should I get down to the...
No, I don't want
Okay.
to. You found her in your house?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And what did you do when you found her in your house?
I went to the police station and asked her if she would be removed from my premises.
And they said?
It was community property and...
Right,
it
and he
was
could have any guests that he wanted in the house.
That's right.
Now, when you were married in 1999, was this your house or was it your husband's house?
No, ma'am, we just bought this house a week prior to this incident.
Really?
Yes, we did.
And it's in both your names?
It's in his name, but the money that went in this house came from my house in Emmett that I sold.
How much money?
Around $9,000.
How much was the house?
59.
Why didn't you have the house put in both names? I'm just curious.
They said, I even asked him at the time, I said, is my name going to be on the deed? And they said, well, it's community property state, you are still reliable for this house. And I says, I want to know. I want my name on that deed too.
How old are you?
48.
The last house, the house that you sold, was that in your name?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
Were you married at the time you had that house to someone else?
No, I bought that singly.
Okay, so you know about putting your name on a deed?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I even asked the realtor, I said, I would like to have my name on that deed. They said, it doesn't matter. You know.
Okay. All right. You're currently going through a divorce. Your husband is in the house?
No, I am in the house.
You're in the house now?
Yes.
So he had other place to go?
Yes, he did.
Fine. All right, now tell me about this car. You drove a car while you were there for that weekend.
Yes, I did.
Why?
The car belongs to Bob's daughter. I was driving the car because it needed to be serviced. Martha was out of town. Therefore, she couldn't drive the car. I left Athena the keys to my vehicle so she could go to work. She handed me her keys to her vehicle, which I in turn went to go pick him up from work to take the car to be serviced and then return it to Athena's work so that I could trade my car back. The car never made it past Kimberly Road, which is approximately 3 miles from the destination.
Okay. Mrs. Clymer, what kind of car is this so I
It's a
can...
95 Kia Sophia.
Was that your stepdaughter's car?
We give it to her to drive back and forth to work and also back and forth to school.
So it was a gift to your stepdaughter?
Yes.
Martha,
Fine,
Your
then
Honor,
you
does not even have a set of
just a
keys
sec.
to this car.
Shh. It was a gift to your stepdaughter. You can't sue her. It's a gift. You made a gift to your stepdaughter, you and your husband. That car belongs to the child, and I assume that if the car is going to be fixed, it's going to be fixed by him. So don't take out your anger on him against your stepdaughter. That's ridiculous. So get over that. Let's get to your counterclaim. Your counterclaim is that Mrs. Clymer is telling people around town that you broke up her marriage and you're a home wrecker.
Yes, it is.
Well, that's true.
I'm not sure.
Truth is a perfect defense. You
Your
know,
Honor,
you got to
their
wait
marriage
until
was
the
already-
body is cold.
Your Honor, their marriage was over before I even came into the picture. I didn't even know
That's what he
Robert
told you.
Clymer.
Listen
I
to
didn't
me.
even know Robert Clymer until October of this last year.
Listen to me. She was living there up until December 25th, right?
Yes.
He was living there up until December 25th, right?
Yes.
She goes away on December 28th, and you come over. That's 3 days. That doesn't mean the marriage is over. That means he may have told you that the marriage was over, but you knew you couldn't call the house. You didn't call the house there prior to that time, did you?
They don't have a home phone.
You didn't go over there to visit, did you, before
No.
that time?
I did come into town, yes. I knew
whether you went into
the whole
town,
family
just
before
listen
I
to
even
me.
met him.
Listen to me. He would meet you elsewhere, and you still knew that he was living together with his wife.
Yes.
So this is a bit more interesting than not making Rice Krispie balls.
You're right.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Martha Clymer says her estranged husband's girlfriend, Renee Culp, drove her car without permission and blew up the engine.
All right. So truth is a perfect defense. And you probably did have something to do with the termination of the marriage. He found somebody else that made better Rice Krispies anyway. But that doesn't mean that she can't go around town telling people that you wrecked her home, because in her mind you did, and probably had something to do with it. So your counterclaim is dismissed. Give him back the car. Sign it over to him. Do you understand? Good. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She is hostile and upset by the fact that I am now seeing her husband.
Coming home and finding those two in bed, and, you know.
Can you prove that it was me? She never even saw my face before today, and her allegation of catching us in bed, she's wrong.
Stand up for your rights.
Be careful.
Don't listen to your ex-husband.
I just want it all over with.
And now the next case.
All parties on Dora versus Dykstra. Step forward, please.
40-year-old homemaker Diane Dorr is suing her former landlord, 50-year-old engineer Richard Dykstra, for disposing of her personal property, the return of her security deposit, and emotional distress.
Ms. Dorr, the defendant was your landlord.
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, he evicted you, and you want him to return your security deposit, which I think was $700.
Yes.
You claim that he disposed of property of yours, and you also were suing him for $500 for your stress. So let me get some facts. When did you commence a lease with Mr. Dykstra?
July of '99.
And what was your rent?
$650.
$650 a month.
Yeah.
Okay, and you agree with that, Mr. Dykstra, that you put down that security deposit?
I agree.
And when were you served with an eviction notice?
On April 4th, 2001.
Do you have a copy of that?
I sure do.
I'd like to see it, please.
He left it on the gate. I don't know that matters, but I don't have a problem with moving out anyway. Pretty much lived through hell
Just
there.
one moment. So you gave a 30 days notice effective 4/4/01?
That's when I filed with the Sheriff's Department, and the Sheriff did not deliver this until the 9th of April, and I took that into account with the 30-day period.
So you were to be out of the apartment by May 9th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, were you out on or before May 9th?
Apparently, he says I wasn't. He went over there, and I would lie to you if I told you the date. I wasn't there because I was pregnant and not allowed to be out of bed. I begged the man.
What do you mean I'm not allowed to be out of bed?
I wasn't supposed to be out of bed.
Just a minute. So where were you?
I was at the new place.
So you moved out to a new place. When did you move out?
I started within 3 weeks of that notice after trying to beg him for a month extra. He would not give it to me. He wouldn't give me a reason. I said, fine, I'm just going to go. I can't handle this. Figured I'd clean the place, get everything out, right? I'm at the new place going back and forth to the hospital. I hired somebody to come in and clean it.
Okay, just one second. So let me understand this. You did, in fact, move out prior to May the 9th?
Yes.
Physically, you physically?
Physically. I left
But you
when he
left-
attacked me and my children. Not physically. I left because of that. Yes, I did. He cussed me out, and I left. I was
Fine.
afraid.
Good. So you left, and is what you're saying is that there was property of yours left after May 9th in the apartment?
No, I believe it was before that. After May 9th, I never went back. He locked the doors on May 9th, changed
Good.
the locks.
Now, is the property that you're complaining of that was disposed of by the defendant property that was there at the time he changed the locks on May 9th?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you're not entitled to that back, stuff that's considered abandoned. So we've just dealt with that. Now, you said you hired a cleaning crew.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
You weren't at the house on May 9th?
I might have been there once. I wasn't there when he came in and pushed them out and changed the lock. I was not
That
there.
was on May 9th?
Yeah.
On the date that you were supposed to be out? And you still had people cleaning in the apartment?
Yeah.
So he said what?
Your Honor, she paid for the month of April. Okay, so that was covered. That wasn't the problem. Starting May 1st, there was no rent being paid. I gave her to the 9th, actually to the 10th, And so I was losing $20 a day at this point.
He had $700 in
Just
deposit.
a second. Don't speak.
So after I saw the progress her so-called cleaning crew was making, which was very, very slow, I have pictures here, Your Honor, and I'd like you to take a look at
So
of,
do I.
of the house.
Miss Dorr.
And,
Miss Dorr, listen to me very carefully.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't want to display erratic kind of behavior, do you?
Okay. No.
You are.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I have pictures of the house, and the cleaning crew was moving very, very slow.
You mean
So-
on May, do you have pictures of the house on May 9th or May 10th?
Yes.
Yeah, I see them, please.
And rather than lose $20 a day and wait for these people to do what they were doing very slowly, I thought it was in the best interest of myself to just perform the cleaning myself. So I asked them to leave. I said, that's fine. It's a good enough job. Just go on your way.
Now, Mr. Dykstra, are these the two sofas that she claims that were left behind?
Yes, ma'am. Anything that was left in the house at that period, I moved out into the garage. I did change all the locks on the house, but I allowed them access to the garage until everything was taken out of that garage.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Did they take these two
Yes, they did.
couches? They did?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
As you could see, if there was any cleaning done, it's not apparent in the pictures.
Maybe it was worse.
Could have been.
Didn't you ever clean the stove?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that those pictures came from the next door place. That wasn't my stove. I have papers where an inspector came in and says that everything was good in that house. She said I had the cleanest stove she had ever saw. It's documented here.
Oh, let me see that.
And
Just a second. I'd like to see that.
okay, I'm gonna send them with Bert. And a thing where I had the carpet cleaned in the year that I was there, year and 9 months. These are also pictures of what we were breathing and some of the stuff coming out of there that had damaged a lot. You know what I mean? So I paid the rent, lived there while we breathed that. My kids were sick and going back and forth to the hospital breathing that stuff.
Well, you should have moved out sooner.
Well, we tried. I did the best I could, but I understand, and you're right, I should have. From what I could, he was on my property every day drinking. I'm an alcoholic, so it really had offended me when he did that. Before that, he was cutting the locks off.
Do you see me looking at you? Would you please point out to me where it says here, madam, that you had the cleanest stove the inspector had ever seen?
Well, she mentioned it.
Would you point that out to me? I'd like to see it.
I don't know if it's on
Well,
here,
just
maybe.
take a look. That's what you're giving me.
She didn't. She said it to me then. It wasn't written, but it doesn't say anything's ruined in there.
I asked you to answer my question.
Okay, it doesn't say it.
Okay. You want to show me, sir, a list of things that you claim that you spent money on to put this apartment back in condition to re-rent?
Yes, Your Honor. I have
like
two
to-
separate ones here. The initial one, full expenses. She had a young pup, and it made a mess of the carpet, and I thought it could be cleaned, but I had to replace it after that. So even prorating the carpet over 5 years, for her 2 years, I still come up with a lot more that she owed me than I owe her. The rest was just little incidentals, mini blinds. I'm talking $20 here. You can't find a mini blind for $20. I'm not
Excuse me,
gouging her on
Your
anything.
Honor.
Look, I just want you to tell me, sir, how much you spent on somebody coming in and doing a general cleaning in the apartment.
I cleaned it myself. That's what it would have cost me to do something like that.
I just wanted to tell him about the blinds. When I had moved in, he told me I put a dog door in for the dog could go have access.
Yeah.
And we had cut them. That's where he's talking about the damage, so the dog would be above it. He said that was okay, don't worry, because once you'd lived there for a year, the blinds paid for themselves. Otherwise, I would have bought new ones and sat them in there.
Oh, I've seen places that look worse. Seen places that look better, but places that look worse as well. I want to get to your stress complaint, Ms. Dorr. I usually don't entertain that. I gather that you were living there for a while and that you complained several times about other neighbors, 2 other neighbors in particular, according to the defendant. One neighbor you said was selling drugs, and you evicted that person. Is that
Yes, I
right?
did.
And then the plaintiff had somebody that she thought would be a good tenant, somebody that was
Correct.
going to do some babysitting for her.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And you rented to that person.
Yes, I did. They were good tenants.
And what happened to that tenant?
They babysat for the county, and that was their major portion of their income. And after they quit watching the plaintiff's child for free, they thought they was being taken advantage of. She responded by calling the Child Protective Services and filed a complaint that said her son had been sexually abused by their son. So therefore, they lost their license, they lost their income, and they had to move.
Is there any reason other than those 2 instances why you decided to evict the plaintiff?
After 2 tenants and initially not knowing who to believe, Diane is very good at She's very convincing.
Not to me.
Okay. Well, I had a hard time at first, so I didn't know who to believe, the other tenant or her. And so I gave her the benefit of the doubt at the first time. But on the second instance, after that, it was obvious who was telling the lies here. And it cost me a couple months' rent there, plus fixing up the other places. And then when I evicted Diane, it cost me a month's rent there, and I had to fix that place up. Pretty soon, you have to look out for your own well-being.
Okay. Tell me about your stress, Miss Dorr.
I'm not even going to bother because obviously you believe him. He had those places rented the day we were out of there.
Good.
All of them were, so.
Oh, that's great.
But I have
And
copies of police reports, and I didn't call Children's Services. The school did. My son reported it to the school what had happened. And I don't know if I'd call it sexual abuse. It was the little boy on top of him. And if my son needs to tell the school that, I'm not going to tell him to be quiet.
Okay. Well, Mr. Dykstra, let me tell you this, sir. When the tenant moves out, things are never really perfect. You certainly are entitled to cleanup fees. I don't care who did it, whether you did it or whether someone else performed the service of cleaning up this mess, and there was a mess. And if you had a crew in to clean it up, they would have charged you at least $250 to clean it up, because that's more than one day's work for one person. It's more like one day's work for 3 people. Now, right now, $513 is the amount that I have that's deducting what she owed you for May's rent.
That's correct.
Or she chose not to be out by the 1st of May. If she were out the 1st of May, then you wouldn't have to pay any part of May's rent. And I'm also going to deduct from that $250 for the mess that you left behind, leaving $263. And I believe that you should give that back to her from her security deposit, and that's what I'm ordering. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $263. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I never threatened her kid, no.
I just think it's lousy that a landlord gets to screw somebody over one more time.
Her personality has changed a lot. There was times where she wouldn't even come to the door and talk to me. She thought I was conspiring against her.
The guy next door was harassing me on a daily basis, trying to kill my animal.
Could have been her past drug history, I don't know.
She didn't want to hear it, I guess because I have a tattoo.
I believe I gave her every benefit of the doubt.
I don't have a job, and I have a tattoo, so he wins and he gets to rip me off. It's not right.
But I finally did eventually learn to tell when she was lying. Her lips would move.
He was in my yard drinking all the time on a daily basis. He would show up drunk.
I'm not opposed to having a beer once in a while, especially when I'm mowing her yard.
And don't drive around Lancaster because he drives and drinks.
Never, that's false.
Don't run from Rick Dykstra, you know.
Just appreciate the outcome here and that the judge saw through her.
Your divorce, when all matters of finances had been resolved, your wife used a credit card that was in your name without your authorization, and it was a gas credit card, and according to you, in a very short period of time, a few days, she ran up a bill of well over $500. You want to be compensated for that. Ms. Calderon states in her answer that she believed that you left this card open for her because you were being a nice guy and you knew that she was struggling financially. Of course, you say that when you confronted her with that, her reaction was somewhat different. Can I see a copy of your judgment of divorce, please?
Yes.
You were married for 25 years?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Is that right? And you have kids?
Yes.
How many children?
2.
Grown?
Yes.
It is clear from the judgment of divorce that any and all liabilities incurred after December 14th of 2004 belong to each of you separately. Now, when were these credit card bills made?
October 13th through the 19th.
Of 2005?
Of 2005. I have a
Can I see them, please? How did you become aware of them, sir?
I have received a letter of address change, and I knew that I had not changed my address. I didn't even know the credit card existed. And when I called them, they told me that I had requested to change my address, and I thought that there was something wrong with that and asked if there was any charges on the account.
Okay, Ms. Calderon, the ball is in your court. Explain it to me, please.
Basically, the reason that I was in the situation I was in is because I was so heavily in debt and destroyed from what he had done to me from this divorce, because he knew that last year when my daughter graduated high school, my oldest daughter graduated college, and my oldest daughter got married, that I had put a lot of money into that. And
This has nothing to do
well,
with that.
but this is why I was. This is why.
This has nothing to do with that. This is not.
I would have never used it though.
This is not even a large amount of money. We're talking about a gas credit card where it's clear you allowed someone else to use this gas credit card.
I got gas for my kids. We were all struggling. He destroyed us all.
Just a second. In 4 days, you got gas for your children. You have 2 children and yourself.
Right.
You filled up the cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know what's $98.20. That's not a car fill up. Or $83.
It was a case of oil.
A case of oil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times. Let us assume 3 people's cars, 13 times in a 4-day period. So, Ms. Calderon, don't play with me. This is not because you needed money.
Yes, it was.
When you enter into an agreement, and I assume that this was your agreement, it looks as if it was boilerplate clauses. You agreed that after December of 2004, you would not make any debts for the other party. You chose not to do that.
His friend told my daughter that he left the cart open, felt sorry for me because he knew how hard of a time I was having.
Oh, okay, well, that's a different story. Is that person here today?
Yes.
Step up, sir. Tell me your name.
David Dover.
Mr. Dover, did you ever tell Mr. Calderon's daughter that this credit card was left open?
No, ma'am. I never knew the card existed. I never knew anything about it.
Step up. You're the daughter.
Yes.
Your name?
Angela Schubert.
Angela, tell me about this alleged conversation.
We were going to dinner for my birthday, and I was sitting in front, and we had just found out I was pregnant that day. It was August 18th. We picked up my dad from work, and it was before I picked him up for work. And we were just talking about the divorce. I was trying to get to know him since, he lives with my dad now. And he just happened to say, well, your dad did leave a gas card open for your mom. Because we didn't know, because all the gas cards were closed.
Let me ask you this question. Somebody must have been complaining about money.
No.
Because the statement that you ascribed to this gentleman, this is what you said, your dad did leave a gas card open for your mom.
We were talking
about always a response to something said to him.
We were talking about how hard it was for everyone in the divorce, and how it happened. We were talking about how hard it was. And he said, well, your dad left a gas card open for your mom, and, to help her out a little bit.
And you went back and told her, shh.
I didn't tell her right away.
You didn't tell her right away. When did you tell her?
Maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks tops.
Okay, so a week and a half, 2 weeks tops, you tell your mother. And your mother didn't have this credit card.
Yes, I do.
Just a second. You didn't have it. According to you found it. Listen to me. You found it. When did you find it?
I wasn't trying to use any of the credit cards.
When did you find it?
When she told me he left it open for me and we were having such a hard time.
Well, did you call him and say...
I can't. We don't communicate.
What do you mean? You don't have the telephone?
He communicates through the kids.
Before I would extend his credit based upon hearsay, I would have picked up a telephone or sent him a note. Is it true that I can use this credit card? I certainly would have at least, if I believed that it was true that he held open this credit card, Miss Calderon, I would have tried it for 1 month. He would have gotten the bill and he would have said, well, I have a $40 bill for gas. I wonder what this is from. But you didn't do that. You charged $500 worth of gas in 4 days. And then, according to your former husband, when he confronted you, because you did call her.
I actually contacted her via email. I don't call her. I had to change my number so many times.
Fine. So you didn't?
But I did contact her.
And what was her response?
She said that go ahead and prosecute her. It would be well worth it for the look on my face.
Can I see it, please?
I was shocked that he wanted to prosecute me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I still am in shock that he's done what he's done to us. And
You're shocked.
Calderon says ex-wife Linda Calderon made unauthorized charges on his credit card.
Well, this email acknowledges, Miss Calderon, that you used this card But you said, I figured I'd be able to make payments just like you would.
If he had a problem with what I got. But I got things to help us because I knew how he always tries to make himself appear to be generous, but his MO is not generosity. And
Listen
I knew
to me, he doesn't have to be generous with you anymore.
he has never been generous with
Ms.
me.
Calderon, then you stayed with somebody for 25 years who wasn't generous. You're divorced now. And what you have to do is you have to put a period and move forward. The economics of divorce is never easy. When you try to run two households on the same salaries that you were using to support one household, that's never easy for anybody. But what you cannot do is, you cannot say, I have a contract, and I'm not satisfied with the terms of the contract, so I can, because of necessity, because I was married to him for 25 years, because we have children together, they have needs, whatever, I'm going to extend his credit. You can't do that.
I still am in shock that he's done what he's done to us.
Listen to me.
And
You're shocked.
I never thought he was that cold-blooded, and I still can't believe it.
The retaliation was not to use a credit card.
I didn't do it in retaliation.
Well, then you got to pay it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $507. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I was married to a snake, and I had no idea I was.
My ex-wife has been harassing me, and this is just another form of harassment.
It's all because of self-indulgence and selfishness that someone would do this to their family in the first place.
She actually moved out on me, but if you hear her talk, she'd think that, I left her.
I don't know who he is, and I thought that, he really was trying to be generous and help us.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter, Schoonmaker versus Huddleston. Step forward.
Susan Jane Schoonmaker is suing her daughter, 20-year-old Heather Huddleston, for stealing and pawning her wedding rings. Heather claims she had her mother's permission.
The schoolmaker, this young lady is your daughter, and according to your complaint, she owes you some money. She owes you some money because, as a result, according to you, of her drug abuse, she fell behind in her rent. She and her boyfriend, and she came to you for money, and you gave her jewelry to pawn. She pawned the jewelry. She was supposed to get it out. She didn't. You lost the jewelry. You want the money. Is that right?
Well, she also stole my wedding rings out of my jewelry box and pawned them without my knowledge.
For how long has your daughter had a drug problem?
I didn't know that she had one. She told me it was her boyfriend.
When she came to you and asked for money, she told you that the boyfriend had a drug problem?
She said that he was spending money on things he shouldn't be. He was doing drugs and stuff like that.
So then why in the world would you give her jewelry to pawn?
I gave it to her so she would have a place to live. I didn't want her.
Why couldn't she come home?
I have other children that I don't want exposed to the lifestyle that she was doing.
Well, just a second. I thought you said there was nothing wrong with her lifestyle. It was the boyfriend.
And I don't know what her lifestyle was. I know that she was spending money and doing things that she should not be doing.
Then you
That's the reason that
you
she
shouldn't
left.
have given her your jewelry.
You're right.
So then what are you doing in court?
I'm doing it in court because she stole rings from my jewelry box that I had no knowledge of.
I want you to forget about the pawn jewelry.
Right.
And I think that you knew what her lifestyle was, and that if you gave her jewelry to pawn, there was no legitimate expectation of you getting this money back, because drug abusers don't return money. Drug abusers their noses. Right, Miss Huddleston?
Yes, ma'am.
Your mother says that after she gave you this jewelry to pawn, which you did, you stole some property from her. Did you?
That's not true.
Well, tell me about these wedding rings that she said that you took.
The wedding rings she never wore, and I came upon a time when I needed money for rent, and she told me to go ahead and take the jewelry out of her jewelry box, the wedding rings, to pawn them so I could pay rent, because she never wore them. She hasn't worn them in 5 years.
That's not true.
What other jewelry did she give you?
Previously, she had given me a bag of gold necklaces and a ring that my grandmother had given her. She offered it. I never asked her for money. I told her that I was having problems, and she offered it to me.
That's not true.
What kind of drugs were you or are you involved with?
I was smoking marijuana, and she knew.
And the boyfriend?
Anything and everything.
But not you?
The only thing I ever did was marijuana.
Susan Jane Schoonmaker says her daughter, Heather Huddleston, stole her wedding rings and pawned them.
Still with the boyfriend?
Nope.
Who do you live with now?
I live with friends in Arizona.
Do you work?
Not yet. I'm a student
You're a student where?
at massage therapy school.
Who pays for it?
I got a grant.
Pays for your living expenses.
I do.
From what?
I have money.
From what?
Doing various jobs. I clean houses and babysit.
Oh, what a bunch of baloney. What a bunch of baloney.
It's true.
My dear Miss Huddleston, you wouldn't know the truth if it came up and cracked you in the face. The wedding rings. When did you find out that they were missing?
When I always go into my jewelry box because I keep my earrings and everything in there. I wasn't wearing the rings because one of the diamonds was loose.
Don't tell me you weren't wearing them. You weren't wearing them.
I wasn't wearing them, and they were gone. I called her at school. She was going to massage therapy school at the time when this happened, and I said, my wedding rings are gone. Do you know where they are? Have you done? She goes, no, I don't know, but when I come home, I will help you find them. And she came home, and I sat her down, and I said, I'm calling the police. And once the police are involved, if you're involved, you're going to jail because I can't stop it. And she said she took them and she pawned them and she thought she could get them back in my jewelry box before I noticed.
That's what drug addicts do.
I know.
Not casual marijuana smokers. How much were the wedding rings pawned for?
$150.
Did you go to the pawn shop to try to get them back?
I didn't know what pawn shop it was, and her boyfriend called me and told me after she left him, for no reason, he didn't even know that she had left him, that he went down to the pawn shop because that's where he gave her the money to go down and pick them up and bring them to me. She told me she was on her way to my house to do laundry and bring me my rings and never showed up. And this is the first time I've seen her since then. The pawn shop had sold all the rings a while ago.
You know who she's living with now?
A guy that she met on the internet.
One guy? Or
One
friend?
guy with his old girlfriend and his baby.
How old is she?
She'll be 21 in December. I tried to help her. I don't know how else to help her. And I feel like she needs to start paying for the things that she's doing. And I just thought here at least she would start seeing what her actions are going to start becoming. They're going to get worse. I don't want to have to pick her up in jail. And I won't.
Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom before you're ready to turn your life around.
That's what I'm hoping.
When did she leave home?
She left home when she was 19.
You go to live with this boyfriend?
She knew him a week and left.
Who else lives there?
17-year-old daughter, my 12-year-old daughter, and my 10-year-old son.
You know what these rings were appraised for that she took?
I went in and I got an estimate on what it would cost to replace all of the rings.
Not all the rings.
No, I know, but it has just them separated. My wedding ring and my engagement ring set is on here. $28.99 for the engagement ring and $880 for the wedding ring.
Are you still married to the man who gave you the rings?
Yes, I am. We've lived together for 16 years.
He's not her father?
He's not her father. But you'd never know the difference.
Anything you want to say?
She told me that those rings were remnants of an unhappy marriage and that she was happy to get rid of them. And that's why she let me pawn them. And I
never said that.
I just think it's really funny, you know, she was helping me out, and now because she's getting in trouble from my stepdad and my grandma, she's got to turn around and blame it on me, and I just don't think that's fair.
What do you think is fair?
I didn't do anything wrong. She gave it to me.
You did do something wrong. You came to your mother and you said, I got a drug addict boyfriend, I'm behind in the rent, you were living a lifestyle that was inappropriate, and you came to your mother, who clearly is not a rich lady, because if she was a rich lady, she would have had the money to give you for the rent. She didn't, so all she had was this bag of jewelry, and you're a big girl. You chose to be a big girl. You chose to move out of your house and live on your own.
I never asked her to help me. She offered to help.
How would she know that you needed anything unless you came to her and said, I don't have rent? Listen to me. How would she know that you needed money unless you came to her and told her that you didn't have rent money?
Because I came over one day and I was upset. And like any caring mother would, she asked what was wrong. At least I thought she was caring. Sorry.
You got to do the right thing. You still have time. If you continue to make bad choices in your life, you know what's going to happen. You're going to end up being, instead of a 20-year-old bum, a 40-year-old bum. If you lie down with dirt, you get dirty. Did you ever hear that expression? Did anybody say anything like that to you? If you lie down in dirt, you're going to get dirty. And it sounds to me like you went from the frying pan into the fire. It's not too late. You're still a young girl. But you better start making right choices. Because if you don't make right choices, you're going to end up a 40-year-old dirty girl instead of a 20-year-old dirty girl. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I hope that it helps her see that she can't keep going on in this direction in her life.
Well, I guess she just did what she thought was right. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't make mistakes. It's really hard to hear one side and then hear the other and not understand, you know, what's really going on.
I hope that she'll come back home and see that she can straighten her life out and go back to school.
She is my mom and I love her.
She's so...
Yeah, this is case number 579 on the calendar in the matter of Johnson versus Cooper.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Why don't the fathers sit down, since neither one of you were present for the day that your two sons got into this altercation at school. What's your first name?
Zaki.
And you're David?
Yes.
According to your complaint, Zaki, you were in the locker room, and David came into the locker room. The two of you got into an altercation. It is your claim that there was a scuffle, but after you thought the whole thing was over, David came and pushed you. You fell over a bench. You chipped your front teeth. Your parents want David's parents to cover all your dental bills and pain and suffering in the amount of $5,000. That's what the case is about. David, your father says there was an argument, a fight. The fact that he chipped his tooth was a problem, but boys will be boys, and this was all a big accident, right?
Yes.
So why don't you start and tell me, first, what date did this altercation take place in the school?
October 19, 2006.
Trouble with David before?
No.
Now, why don't you tell me what happened, Zaki?
After PE, I walked into the locker room, and I was standing on the bench because I have a top locker to put in my locker combination, and then I heard David. He said, Zaki, you dark. And I said, shut up.
Just a minute. Now you're sort of talking fast so that I don't understand you. I got to the point where you were undoing your locker, and you heard what?
David called me dark.
David called you dark. And what did you say?
I said, shut up.
And then what happened?
He came over and said, say it in my face. So I said in his face, I said, shut up. Then I was bending down, and he choked me.
What were you bending down to do?
I told him to shut up in his face.
Oh, so you were standing on the bench, bending down, and told him, shut up, in your face, and he grabbed hold of your neck. Go ahead.
And then I pushed him away from me, and then he walked away with his friends. And I was getting ready to go back in my locker, so I was about to stand up on a bench to put in my locker combination. And then he pushed me, and I fell and chipped my teeth.
Okay. Now your version.
I was getting dressed in the locker room, and then Zaki came in, and then he tried to put in his locker combination, and then he told me that my mom was a B. So I told him to say that in my face. So I walked over.
So he said something nasty about your mother?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And then I told him to say it in my face, so he told me in my face, and then he grabbed me by my neck, and then in self-defense, I pushed him over, and yet he tripped off the bench. He fell and hit his tooth on the floor.
Did you ever call him dark?
No.
I'd like to see the school report, please.
Here's the report from David, Zaki, and the witness.
Okay. One of the witnesses says that you said something bad about his mother. You know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you. Did you do that?
No.
That's not, wouldn't excuse anything, sir, if you got your teeth knocked out, if it was his fault. But did you say anything nasty about his mother?
No.
So this witness is not telling the truth?
Yes.
But they took this statement from the witness right after the incident.
But can I tell you this? I don't say bad words. So I didn't say nothing about his mom, nothing.
Nothing?
No.
You think that you acted properly that day, sir?
Yes.
You do? You think you acted properly that day?
No, ma'am.
Why?
Because I put my hands on another person.
Did you put your hands on him first?
No, ma'am.
Who put their hands on who first?
Zaki Johnson put his hands on me.
What did he do?
He choked me, so in self-defense, I had to defend myself and push him down.
He choked you how?
By putting his hands around my neck.
How many days were you suspended in school?
4 days.
And you?
1.
You had to think. You ever been suspended from school before?
Yes.
When was the last time before this that you were suspended from school?
In 5th grade when I was fighting.
What grade are you in now?
7.
How many days were you suspended for before?
1 day.
Ever been suspended from school?
No.
Now I'll see the fathers, please. Mr. Cooper, did you agree to pay the dental bills for Mr. Johnson?
No, I didn't agree to anything. I didn't sign anything.
I didn't ask you whether you signed anything, Mr. Cooper. I asked you whether you said, those are the estimates, I'll pay for them.
No, I didn't agree to
What did
anything,
you
Your
say?
Honor. We were there to discuss the situation at hand with our two sons. And after we discussed that, then he showed me dental work or paperwork of his son. I looked at it. I didn't agree to anything.
What did you say?
I didn't say anything. I didn't agree to it.
Mr. Johnson, I'd like to hear your version of what happened in the school magnate's office.
Well, the meeting was pretty much about the incident that took place between our two sons.
Right.
It was involving the damages.
Well, tell me what Mr. Cooper indicated at that meeting.
The estimates that I could show Mr. Cooper at that time was not a full estimate because my son...
Just tell me what the estimates were and what Mr. Cooper said.
He agreed to pay for the damages.
And what was the estimate that you
A
showed?
rough estimate of how much veneers would cost.
How much?
At that time, it was $4,300.
Did he show you an estimate for $4,300?
No, he didn't, Your Honor. It wasn't for $4,300, Your Honor.
No. Couldn't have been $4,300, sir, because your complaint says it's going to cost $2,900 to fix his teeth.
Estimates. He still needed a root canal. He still needed to have things done. You got to talk, the veneers itself were $1,100 per veneer.
Your Honor.
There's no way in the world I
day-
could have told him that. That's an estimate. I'm not a dentist.
Fine, just a second. So then what you're telling me is there was no agreement at that time by Mr. Cooper to pay any specific amount for your son's dental work because
No.
you couldn't show him any specific amount. Is that right?
No.
Correct. Okay. So they got into an altercation. They both behaved badly. The school determined that your son was 4 times as responsible as his son. Maybe they determined that, and maybe they figured that because he got 2 broken teeth, he already got punished enough, and that the 1-day suspension was enough. The school found that your son was in part responsible. Do you understand that, Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
And he was in part responsible, because I'm not sure whether I believe the whole story that he told me at all.
I have something else that I would like to give you as well. The school rules for damages that are incurred where parents are responsible. This is from the school.
Listen to me, sir. He's not responsible if I rule that your son was partially responsible.
Okay.
It's not his financial responsibility if I find that your son was as culpable as his son with regard to the injury that happened to your son. Do you understand?
Yes.
And I believe that your son was culpable, in part, having this fight in the school that day. I don't believe he is an innocent. Do you understand?
I don't either.
Fine. Then if he was not an innocent, why do you believe Mr. Cooper should be responsible not only for all of the dental work, but for his pain and suffering? Why?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
He drug himself out where he was sleeping, and you could see all of his bones by then. And
How can the dogs be in bones within 3 days that we were gone?
I don't know.
Johnson says schoolmate David Cooper pushed him over a bench and chipped his teeth. David claims Zaki was trying to choke him.
Go ahead.
Based on the conversation that took place at the school between me and Mr. Cooper and our children both being there, he stated he was fully responsible.
No, that's not what you go. Because a moment ago, I said to you, did you present him with a bill? And you said, I presented him with a bill for over $4,000. That was an estimate. As it turns out, your complaint here says $2,900. But you said to me, well, that was just an estimate. We didn't know what the dental work was going to be. And he cannot agree to pay for something that doesn't have a figure.
I think we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves here.
We're not getting ahead of ourselves at all, Mr. Johnson. First thing you have to do is accept responsibility that your son is partially responsible for what happened that day. And if he's partially responsible for what happened that day, you are partially responsible as his father to pay for his dental work. Part of it. And Mr. Cooper, whose son is partially responsible for what happened to your son that day, will bear part of the responsibility, not all of it. And certainly not for pain and suffering.
Well, the question I have is, how could I give him an estimate when I don't know what the estimate outcome was? Only thing I could give him at that point is what the dentist gave me on what could happen. I can give him this is 2 or 3 days after the accident that took place.
Mr. Johnson, if what you're saying is you're coming into court based on a contract, and the contract you had with Mr. Cooper was that whatever the dental work was, he would pay for it, right?
Yes.
That's the contract, whatever it was. And a contract has to have certain finite principles. It has to have an amount. It has to be a mutual understanding, especially when it's not in writing. So you're not coming to court here based upon a contract with him. You're coming to court based upon the fact that his son caused injury to your son. And what I am doing is I am apportioning that responsibility. I'm saying that part of that responsibility is yours because your son was partially responsible, and part of that responsibility is Mr. Cooper's because his son was partially responsible for getting into this chest-on-chest altercation that day. That's it. That's all. So now you're going to tell me what your out-of-pocket expenses were with the dentist.
$2,900 so far. If future work needing to be done.
Well then, sir, you're going to have to come back.
Okay, no problem.
I mean, you can't sue if you don't know. As you said, it's only an estimate.
Okay.
Never know what it's going to be. Right now, the parameters of your exposure were $2,900. And I believe that your son, because I'm not buying his whole story, I'm also not buying his whole story. I believe that these two boys got into an altercation, and both of them have to learn that there are consequences for saying things that shouldn't be said, putting your hands on one another. Somebody usually gets hurt, and the one that gets hurt is not always the one that's right.
True.
So your responsibility, Mr. Cooper, is $1,450. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Thank you. Parties are excused. You may step out.
I feel as though that I shouldn't have to pay for anything.
I teach my son not to start things.
My son was the last man standing.
Just to finish him.
His son took the loss.
Big belief that I know my son did not put hands on him first.
But, hey, all's well that ends well.
It just didn't happen that way.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter, Smith versus the St. Pellegrino. Step forward, please.
Teresa Smith is suing her neighbors, Annelle DeSaint and Stephen Pellegrino, for vet bills she incurred while caring for their dachshund.
Miss Smith, you and the defendants were neighbors?
Yes, ma'am.
And there came a time that you made an agreement with the defendants to doggy sit for their dog while they were
Yes,
going
I did,
away
Your
on
Honor.
vacation. However, the dog got sick and you took the dog to the vet. And the dog required some serious intervention, which the vet did. And Ms. DeSaint and Mr. Pellegrino refused to pay the vet bill. They say that they did not authorize you to take their dog to the vet. The dog was that sick. They should have put the dog down, right?
Yes.
You paid the vet bill. You want the money back.
Yes, Your Honor, please.
What day did you start to take care of the dog?
I started to take care of the dog on a Tuesday.
You remember the date?
Let me look at my papers, please.
Sure. While she's looking, where were you going?
Going to San Diego. It was on June 5th. 3 days.
Tell me what kind of dog you had.
It was a Dachshund, I think,
What do you mean, dachshund, you think?
because the neighbor gave it to us. It was a mutt, basically.
How old was it when you got it?
We don't know. We got it from our neighbor, and they gave us a couple of dogs because, I don't know, we just took it for the kids.
Whose kids?
Our kids.
How many children do you have?
2.
How old are they?
I have a 3-year-old and a 1.5-year-old.
Do you work?
Yes, I'm a sign directional.
What is that?
Well, you know, the people that hold a sign on the corner, and they tell you where the new homes are being sold.
And what do you do?
I'm in construction.
So a neighbor gave you 2 dogs.
The first one, it was starting to get sick, so we had taken it to the vet. And the vet said that you should have it put down because it had a bad liver. So a little bit later, after that, the neighbor had to get rid of some more dogs. And so they asked us if we wanted another dog.
Was it a puppy or was it a grown dog?
Yeah, it was still a
puppy.
puppy. Yeah.
And you had it for a month.
Yes.
Your 3-year-old like it?
Yes.
Yes.
Was it housebroken?
No.
No.
Were you taking your children with you to San Diego?
Yes.
Where were you leaving the puppy?
We left it at our house with a bowl of food, and we asked if she can
Just
come
a second.
over.
At your house in a bowl of food, but the dog isn't housebroken.
Well, on the
have a-
outside.
we have a
yard.
fenced-off area with a
Fenced-off
yard.
area.
So you were leaving the puppy outside?
Yes.
Is that where the puppy stayed when you were home?
Yes.
Yes.
It has a dog house out there.
And you live in California?
Yes.
And this was in June.
Not cold weather.
Yeah, it wasn't cold weather at all.
So what happened, Miss Smith?
So I went over to take care of the dog. The first day I got there, its water dish was basically just the cup off the top of a thermos, and it was completely dry. So I filled it up, and the dog drank like it had had water in almost days. And it just drank and drank and drank and drank, and it didn't touch its food. I went back that evening. I bought another water dish for it and made sure it had plenty of water. It still didn't touch its food. This went on until Thursday. It never touched its food. I even went over there one day and I even put down a can of canned dog food because usually because it's stinky, a dog will eat it. And he didn't touch it. By the time I went back that evening, it was just a dried, hard lump. So Thursday, I was able to go over and I thought, okay, maybe he's just lonely, missing the family, so I'll spend some time with him. And he just drug himself out where he was sleeping, and you could see all of his bones by then, and his nose was dry and warm.
Okay. So what did you do when you saw the dog in that condition?
Well, when I saw the dog that was that sick, I thought, this dog is going to die. And before they had left, I had asked them, before you leave, do you have an emergency phone number? And they refused to give me one because they just
They didn't give you one.
Right.
They didn't refuse.
We
They just
didn't.
didn't give you one.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
So I took the dog to the vet on my own because the dog was so horribly sick.
You have the vet report?
Yes, ma'am.
May I see it, please?
Can I say something?
Sure.
How can the dogs be in bones within 3 days that we were gone?
I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm going to read what the expert says.
Okay.
Well, the vet said your dog is very dehydrated and lethargic, raspy, lung sounds bilateral, parvo. Dog had parvo. That's a very serious diagnosis.
That's how the dog would get sick, so skinny so fast it would be throwing up.
That's a very serious diagnosis. That's how it got so sick. That should answer your question. On what date did you get home?
On the 8th.
And she told you that the dog was in the...
Well, there was a note on our door.
That the dog was in intensive care. So what did you do?
I called her, and she told me the dog was in intensive care, and basically it was going to cost like a lot of money to keep it there every day, so we called the pound. And we told them, well, is there any way we can take the dog off life support because we cannot afford this? As bad as it seems, we would probably have utilized it. But they told us we couldn't get the dog out of the pet shelter because they didn't have no paperwork that it was our dog. They only had paperwork from her. And we called her and I told her, well, we were going to have to utilize the dog. And she didn't answer, say anything about it. So then we called the pound again and we told them, well, is there any way we can get this dog? And then they said to and then we haven't heard from her for around 6 months. We haven't talked to her.
Just a second. The dog got sick before you came home. And it wasn't as a result of any negligence on her part. The dog had parvo. What would you expect her to do?
Well, she already knew that we didn't have money.
No, not what she knew, not what she surmised. What would a reasonable person, under the circumstances, be expected to do when a dog that's left in their care is clearly violently ill and they can't get in touch with the dog's owner? What would you expect them to do?
Yeah, I understand that. She had no number to reach us. The thing was that when the dog was released, we tried to get a hold of him and maybe put the bill under our name so we could pay payments on that dog. And we couldn't get a hold of her.
Your wife just told me you wanted to put the dog in the pound to have it put down.
Well,
That's what your wife told me.
At this point, I really didn't want to hassle with my neighbors. Hassle with the neighbor. So I kind of wanted to say, okay, the dog's already in the pound. What is done is done. She was just trying to be a good neighbor by taking care of the dog, and taking it there. If it got sick, I would have took someone else's dog to the pound.
Absolutely right.
To the vet also. The thing was, when the dog was released, she had never contacted us and not returned our dog to us and said, here's a bill, can you pay this bill? Trying to be neighborly instead of just taking us straight to court.
She didn't take you straight to court. This happened in June.
Well, we haven't seen the dog in 6 months.
We have tried to talk to her, and I had left messages. I went to her door, and no one had answered.
Did you go to the vet and say, I will assume responsibility for this bill?
They didn't even want to talk.
No, listen to me. I will assume responsibility for this bill. This is my dog. All she had to do was say that because she didn't want your dog. She didn't steal your dog. Come on, folks. What you said to me initially was correct, that you would have said, we don't have the money for this.
Exactly.
Put the dog down. Don't make excuses.
Right.
And all I said to you was, under the circumstances, since she had no way to contact you, she acted appropriately in taking the dog to the vet and providing whatever care the vet said the dog needed in order to survive. Because otherwise, you would be standing on that side, and you know what you'd be telling me? My children loved the dog, and she didn't take good care of it, and we would have paid the vet bill. She should have taken the dog to the vet. Instead, she let the dog die.
We would not have.
No?
I would have, if she would have came to me with a vet bill, I would have taken care of that vet bill.
Well, good. She came to you with a vet bill now.
But she never returned our dog to us.
$550. That's all. Step out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Step out.
She would have definitely paid for that bill.
I had contacted him. I told him the dog was in the vet.
And I would have definitely got my dog back.
And he responded, if I had been here, I would have let the dog die.
Used to be a friend of yours, such a good friend that she gave you a credit card with her name on it for you to use.
Actually, the credit card she kept, I charged on it.
You used the credit card?
Yes,
and you
I
did it for a couple of years?
Yes, I did.
According to your complaint, there came a time when there was some question about whether or not that bill had been paid off. And you claimed that the defendant came over to your house and assaulted you, beat you up.
Yes, she did.
And you are suing for the
Yes,
injuries
I am.
that you sustained as a result of that assault. Why did you let her charge on your credit card?
Because she doesn't have good credit, and she has 3 kids, and I've been her children's life since they've been born, and I wanted to help her out with stuff that she needed.
And did you charge on that credit card as well?
I did charge on an accident a couple items, but I had paid it, and I have documentation that I had paid the amount that I had accidentally charged 1 month.
Only that one time?
Yes.
Other than that, the only charges on this credit card were Miss Saunders?
Correct.
And was that your agreement with her, so that you'd keep things separate?
There really wasn't an agreement. I should say there wasn't really an agreement, but that's just how I had it. I have another credit card that's for another girlfriend of mine. She uses that credit card solely just for her purchases also.
Why?
Because I'm a nice person. I like to help people out. And
all right. Now let me hear about this assault, because that's really what brought you here.
Okay.
When did that take place?
That took place on September 5th of 2003.
Tell me what happened.
The defendant came to my house. She knocked on the door. My daughter opens the door. My 9-year-old opens the door. And she proceeds to tell my daughter to go get your mother. I'm in my room, which isn't too far away from the front door, so I'm hearing the whole conversation. My daughter tells her to come back later because the defendant's witness was in the car, who is my ex-boyfriend. And I didn't want him on my property or in the vicinity of me. So she says, no, I don't want to come back later. Tell your mother I want to see her right now. Tell her to give me my $85.
You knew what she was there for?
Yes, I do. Oh, I do know what she was there for, but I didn't know that it was going to...
But you knew what she was there for?
Yes,
How did you know what she was there for?
Because I got numerous calls from her and a friend of ours.
Why did you stop making payments on the bill?
Because of the fact that I've asked on numerous occasions, once back in December of 2002 for the itemized statement. Again in May or June of 2003, I asked for an itemized statement. And then again in September, I asked for an itemized statement because I wanted to make sure that they were all mine, which they were. So I decided not to make the payment because of the fact that she wasn't coming through with the itemized statements.
How many months hadn't you made a payment?
Just that 1 month, September.
Okay, fine. And how much do you still owe the defendant on the credit card?
I owe what it is that she says, the $900 and some odd.
$932. Did you, in fact, go over each item on the bill?
Yes, I did.
And you acknowledge that those are all your bills?
Yes.
And the finance charges attached to your expenditures?
Yes.
Fine, so we've taken care of the counterclaim. $932 on your side. Go ahead. So now you're talking back and forth at the door through your 9-year-old.
Okay. So then my 9-year-old goes outside, and I'd say within 3 to 5 minutes, Rachel comes into the house. Rachel comes into my room and says, give me my money. Give me my effing money. So I said, get out, you know, I don't want you here. Get out of my house. She starts pushing me, and she pushes me back down onto the bed. I'm sitting on the bed, and she says to me, do you want me to beat your A? You know, and I'm like, are you threatening me? And she's like, do you want me to beat your butt? And I'm like, you know what, I don't want you here, I'm calling 911. She then snatches the phone out of my hand and then jumps on me on the bed. So I kick her off, and then we get up, and I'm trying to reach for my phone. And as I'm reaching for my phone, she grabbed me by the arm, and she left a bruise on my arm. And she again then pushes me back down onto the bed, face first. She punches me with her fist in my head. She had all her rings on, and I had an orange bruise on my head from that. So I again ask Rachel to leave. I tell her to get off of me and get the hell out of my house. So she then pushes me around the room a couple more times and then pushes me over by the window, and the kids are outside playing. And I scream out the bedroom window, someone call 911.
And then she left?
And then she left because I had finally screamed out the window for someone to call 911.
Police arrived that day?
45 minutes later.
You have a report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it. Okay, start talking. You went over to the house on September 5th.
And I brought her the credit card statements, went to the door, pretty much exactly what she said. I went to the door, knocked on the door, and I asked, is your mother home? Can I speak to your mother? She said, no, she's in the bed. She doesn't want to talk to you. And I said, well, I brought her credit card statement. She asked for credit card statements. I brought her the statements. I would like my payment. And she went back in there, and she said, my mom says that she doesn't want to talk to you. She's sick. She doesn't want to come in there. And I said to Susie, I said, I want to give you these statements. I'm not going to leave.
You said to her, or you yelled to her?
I yelled to her. I said, Susie, I said, you need to come out and talk to me. You want these statements? I need the payment. The payment's going to be late. It's a $35 late fee. I want the payment. You told me once you got your welfare check that you were going to pay it. And she didn't. So I told her, I said, I'm going to step in, hand you the payments, and I'm going to leave. And she didn't say anything to me. She didn't answer me or anything. Went to give her the statement. She told me to get the F out of her house, and I left.
Okay. What other paperwork do you have?
I have the restraining orders.
Let me see them, please.
This is the first one that I filed, and this is the extension.
Anything else there?
This is from the hospital.
I'd like to see it. What happened with the result of you filing this protective order? Was there a final order issued?
It's out for 3 years. The extension is for 3 years.
Okay. Ms. Kirchhoff, do you recall going to court on or about the 25th of September?
I do.
And did you see a judge at that time?
Yes, I did.
Were you represented by counsel?
Nope.
So you didn't think you needed a lawyer?
No.
Okay. Now, did you or did you not have a trial?
No.
If you did not have a trial, then you consented to the entry of a protective order.
Yes.
Well, you understand that by consenting to the entry of a protective order, it is a statement that you could not meet the charges against you were she to proceed to trial. Do you understand that? So that in effect you're saying, I am guilty. You understand that?
Yes.
Now, the plaintiff sought medical treatment. The medical report indicates that she had bruising. The medical report indicates she was provided a prescription painkiller for both her head and the bruising that she had. And you, in effect, pled guilty by consenting to an order of protection. What do you think I'm supposed to make of that?
I tried to explain my story of reason why I went over there. When I told him the reason why I went over there, that nothing happened, I went there because I wanted to give her credit card statements. He pretty much shushed me up and told me that this needs to go to small claims court. This is not to be taken care of in here. And I just said, okay, whatever, fine, I'll do whatever.
Okay, whatever, fine?
I didn't
now
say
you're
that,
playing
but-
stupid?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
There are a lot of other people she could have taken over to be a witness. She didn't have to take you when you're an irritant.
There was never a problem between us.
I'm not speaking to you anymore.
Cool.
And later today,
she became verbally abusive again and told me that she was going to take everything she could from me because I had not been the kind of mother I should have been to her.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Susie Saunders claims former friend Rachel Gershinoff forced her way into her house and beat her up. Rachel admits she entered Susie's home, but claims there was no assault.
You understood exactly why you were going to court. That was not a civil proceeding, that was a criminal proceeding.
All it was a restraining. If she wants to get a restraining order against me not to see her, that's fine. I don't want to see her anyway. What is that going to do to me? There's nothing.
I'm going to tell you what it has to do with you. If you violate a restraining order, you can go to jail for an extended period of time if there is a restraining order because it's a contempt. Even if she decides not to press charges. The police officer sees you within a certain number of feet from her, police officer can arrest you, and you have absolutely no defense. Absolutely none. It's a restraining order. It lists what you can, what you cannot do. That's a difference. And I believe that you understand that. I believe that you understood that when you went there, you had the ability to have a trial. You wanted to tell your story. Say, I want a trial. I'm not guilty of anything. She says I'm guilty of beating her up. I never laid a hand on her. Why in the world would I consent to her having this order of protection till 2006? I'm not guilty. And you tell your story, you say, I want a trial. You chose not to do that.
That was a mistake on my part.
Big time. You want to know why you chose not to do that? Because you hit her. That's why you chose not to do it. You were frustrated because what she did was wrong. She's talking through her 9-year-old. She's telling her friend, get out of here, I don't want to see you. It was wrong of you to bring him over to the house.
He's my roommate.
She had no idea I was even there.
Just a second. Maybe she looked out of a window. Maybe her 9-year-old told her. How do you know? And what I'm saying is, there are a lot of other people she could have taken over to be a witness. She didn't have to take you when you're an irritant.
There was never a problem between us.
I'm not speaking to you anymore.
Cool.
You assaulted her. You have no right to assault her. You have no right to cause her injury. She owed you money. She should have paid you. And she shouldn't have been obnoxious and said, come back another time. I absolutely agree with you. You had no right to put your hands on her. You had no right to injure her. She's suing you for $5,000. Is that right?
Correct.
I want to know how many days you missed of work.
I don't work.
Why don't you work?
Because I'm a homemaker.
How many children do you have?
3.
How old are they?
6, 8, and 9.
They all go to school?
Yes, they do.
Well, what are you doing there in school?
I am at home. My boyfriend works.
Does he live with you?
No. He helps with my finances and helps me pay my bills.
Does the state also help you pay your bills?
Yes, they do.
So you're on welfare?
Yes, I am.
Why don't you get a job?
Because I'm currently in with a psychiatrist right now. I'm going to be applying for SSI.
What's the nature of your disability?
Severe depression and social anxiety.
Judgment for the plaintiff for the damages as a result of the assault. You didn't have any lost wages or anything else, so this is just pain and suffering. $2,500. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I want the credit card paid for purchases that she purchased.
There is no longer a friendship.
I'm not going to pay someone else's bill for their purchases that they have in their home.
Maybe one day, years and years from now, we might be able to work it out.
She's on welfare and now she's trying to get Social Security,
but probably not.
And she's 28 years old and she can perfectly get a job. She's not depressed.
It's just very sad that a 10-year friendship has to go down the drain.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Pollard versus Jones. Step forward, please.
24-year-old student Sherry Pollard is suing her mother, nurse Pat Jones, for the return of her belongings. Pat is countersuing for phone bills, storage fees, and the return of property.
Miss Pollard, this is your mom.
Yes.
And it is your claim that your mom acknowledges that she kept your personal property when she told you and your son that you had to leave her home.
Yes.
And you want your property back. And your mom says you can have your property back when you pay her the money that you owe her. She seems to allege that you owe her some money for a cell phone bill, for property that you took when you left that didn't belong to you, and something for storage. Had you always lived with your mother?
No, I had not lived with her since I was 16.
And when did you move back?
It was February earlier this year.
And when did she tell you to leave?
I believe it was the 18th of June.
Why did you tell her to leave, Miss Jones?
There had been numerous times that I told her to leave because she became verbally abusive at different times, and told her that this was not working out.
So it wasn't working out because you didn't like her attitude?
Absolutely.
So you told her to leave?
Yes.
Okay. And on June 18th, did she leave?
I had reminded her on June 18th that as of the end of the month she needed to move. And I had told her that at the beginning of June. She was allowed to live with me as long as she was in school full-time.
Just a minute. You told her she had to leave.
Yes.
And what happened on the 18th of June?
She wanted to go to the storage and get her things, which I went with her to the storage and wanted her to sign the storage over to herself. It was in my name.
So?
She could not do that because she didn't have car insurance and they would not lease it to her.
Okay.
So during the day...
The storage unit is storage unit where she put her stuff...
Her belongings.
When she moved into your house?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
But earlier that day when I had told her that she had to move, her demeanor began to escalate and she became verbally abusive again and told me that she was going to take everything she could from me because I had not been the kind of mother I should have been to her.
Okay.
So with that knowledge and going to the storage, I decided that I was going to hold that property until she moved out and I knew that my property was safe.
And?
And when she left, when she moved that day, it was not safe.
Now, what was missing?
She took photographs off the wall. She took...
What photos?
There was a photo, a 1920 photo of my former mother-in-law who I was very close to, who is now deceased.
What else?
She took a rolling pin. She took lids to the Tupperware. She took a cutting board. I mean, mundane, silly things.
Okay, stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Anything else that was important?
She took money out of my closet.
How much money did you take out of your closet?
I'm estimating $200 to $300 in change.
Did you take any change from her house?
No, ma'am.
No. What else?
That's all.
So she took this property out of your house and?
And I asked for it back.
What else does she owe you for?
Just the storage and her cell phone.
Well, tell me about the cell phone.
When she moved in, she wanted a cell phone, and I told her she could use the landline phone that was in the home. She wanted a cell phone to run her little business that she was trying to create. And so I said, I will get you the cell phone, but you have to pay for it. She agreed to pay for that cell phone, which she never did. She also agreed to pay for her storage, which she never did.
Just a second. You got her the cell phone in February or March?
The beginning of February.
So you got the bill in February?
Got the bill in March.
And did you pay the bill in March?
Absolutely.
Did you pay the bill in April?
Yes.
Did you pay the bill in May?
Yes.
Did you pay the bill the beginning of June?
Yes.
Okay. Did you pay the storage bill?
I did.
Was your daughter working?
She was working part-time.
Yes.
And she was not paying me any money.
Good.
She kept saying, I don't have any money to pay you.
Was she also going to school?
She was going to school, and I was paying for her books. I put her on my insurance. I paid her medical, her co-pays.
Fine. How old are you?
24.
Okay. So, big deal. What I'm saying to you is, big deal. She came back to you for a reason. difficult time. She's 24 years old. How old's your child?
He just turned 6.
Okay. So she's clearly a young lady who's made some mistakes, right?
Yes.
Okay. But she's doing the right thing. She's going to school. She's working part-time. She's buying her own clothes. At least she's trying to buy her own clothes. She's taking care of her from whatever little money she's making. I mean, it's not as if she's sitting around playing the guitar and eating bonbons all day. What do you want?
What I want is I want
rolling pin back?
I want what is fair.
I'm going to tell you what's fair. What's fair is 5 days from today, you want to open the storage unit. You will meet there. You can have a police escort if you wish. She's going to take out her stuff. And as far as the rolling pin, the photos, and anything else, did you take any of that stuff?
No, Your Honor.
Shh.
No.
You have the photo that she's referring to. Don't lie to me.
No, I do not.
Did you take it?
No.
Okay. Did you promise your mother that you would pay for the cell phone?
No.
What about the storage? Did she ask you for money for the storage unit in March?
No.
April?
No, she knew I did
In
not
May.
have any.
Are you still in school?
Yes, I am. I'm full-time right now.
Who's supporting you?
Myself. I have 2 jobs right now.
Okay. 5 days from today, Ms. Pollard, your daughter gets all of her stuff back. I don't think that there's any basis for me to find that there was a loan on your part to your daughter for the cell phone or for the storage unit. I'm sorry if she was in fact fresh to you, and she might have been.
Well, Your Honor.
There's a whole history, so I'm sure that she probably said things that she shouldn't have. Did you say anything to your mother that you shouldn't have?
Yes, I did get very upset.
Okay. Well, you shouldn't have, because it's probably hurtful, and I'm sure she's done things to you that you felt were hurtful, and she reacted to that. But reacting to it does not create a loan. Your counterclaim is dismissed. Her property is to be returned to her within 5 days. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Your
That's
Honor.
all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think this is very sad.
Very untrustworthy.
A mother and a daughter have to come to this.
Very vindictive.
The abuse that I've incurred from her over the years.
I don't know what kind of person she is anymore.
Physical and emotional and verbal.
I think I'd probably like to see us go our separate ways.
No, I don't feel I was wrong at all.
I'm done.
Get help.
Ms. Sherman, the defendant was your boyfriend, who you claim used your credit card with your permission, with a promise that he would return the money that he used on the credit card. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
The defendant says that he has a band that travels and that he did use your credit card,
Yes, ma'am.
and the credit card was used for your expenses at a time when you decided that you wanted to travel with a band. And if I understand you, Mr. Brown, your defense is that when you and the members of your band travel together, you minimize those expenses by sharing rooms, lodging, etc. You had to have a separate room with her.
Yes, ma'am.
You explained that carefully to her so that I assume that most of the charges that were made on her credit card were lodging expenses, right?
There
Good,
was some-
because that's your defense. So this is going to be an easy case. Let me see the expenses on the credit card.
Yes, ma'am, I have...
I mean, I read your defense, so without any further fanfare, let me see if we have a whole bunch of lodging expenses.
I have the credit card, and I made a list here, too.
Well, we have a motel in Loxley, Alabama. Then we have a charge for Guitar Center, Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that your charge?
That was the charge.
Is that your charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that a motel? Is
No,
it a
ma'am.
hotel? Motel or hotel?
No, ma'am.
What is it?
It's a guitar store.
Does she play the guitar?
No, ma'am.
So it was your guitar?
It was equipment.
It was equipment. It wasn't a guitar.
For special effects.
Shh, just a second.
Sorry.
That's not a hotel. Explain me.
Okay. Some of the things she bought on the credit card were gifts. There was the one thing that she bought me at Guitar Center was microphones, but that was paid back in cash.
Did he pay you back for that?
No, ma'am. I have a copy of all the payments that were made. I have the checkbook.
You have any proof that you paid her back this $331 for the Guitar Center?
No, ma'am.
Perfect. $331. Then we have goodies. What is that? Is that your charge?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Music Gear, Columbus, Georgia. Is that a motel?
No, ma'am.
What is it?
That's a music store.
It's a music store for you.
I assume, yes.
What's Fat Tuesday? Gulf Shore, Alabama.
That's where he stayed. That's where they were playing at Fat Tuesdays.
Then we have oil, gasoline, I assume, in Owassa, Alabama. Some big gigs. $18. What's that?
I'm not sure.
Well, where do you come from?
Pine Mountain, Georgia.
In Georgia.
Pine Mountain.
So if there's a charge here from Alabama for gasoline, that would be you.
Not necessarily, because Columbus, Georgia, and Pine Mountain is right on the line to where you can. It's crossover in Alabama.
It's a 1 hour drive. May I say something, please? I had went through all the charges and I put it in order. First charge was the Guitar Center, where he bought equipment, $331. Goodies Columbus was where he bought clothing. Played against sports, he wanted to play golf while he was in Gulf Shores.
I'm looking at the credit card bill.
Okay, see, but I put it all in order.
Those are your lists. That's your list.
I thought it would be easier for you to look at.
No, I like to look here. I like to look here. Williams Super Center in Phoenix City, Alabama. What is that?
I have no idea what that is.
Well, maybe you'll explain it to me. Ms. Shuren.
That's the Walmart Super Center in Phoenix City.
Oh, okay.
Walmart
WM.
Super Center.
See, I'm so old-fashioned. It's the Walmart Super Center. Do you know what that's for?
Is that the one for $240?
Yes.
That was a Nintendo, Your Honor.
Nintendo.
That was also a gift.
You didn't sleep on it or with it, did you?
No.
Where's the Nintendo?
It's at my house now.
Good, then you pay for it. $240.56. Old Glory Distribution T-shirts, $125.60. Is that a bill that you're charging to him?
It's all his, Your Honor. I never used any of it.
Any of this credit card?
No, the agreement was that I would get the credit card in my name for his use and that he would make the payments.
You mean all of these payments?
He would make payments on the credit card.
You never used this for yourself at all?
I never used any of it for my purpose.
Oh, okay. So I have to make sure that...
It was a brand new card, never used. The membership fee, $50. He went to Guitar Center to get equipment. He got golfing equipment to play golf. And then he went to Gulf Shores. And then there's gas, there's Fat Tuesdays where they played, his food, there's the hotel. And when he got back from the trip to Gulf Shores and I got the first credit card statement and saw how much he had charged, I told him that the next time he uses that card, he better bring me some receipts. And then that was the last that he used of it.
So the balance on this card, the new balance is $1,097, sir, and it's not all for lodging.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kimberly Shuren says ex-boyfriend Steve Brown owes for unpaid credit card charges. Steve says they're Kimberly's charges.
Guitar Center, eating, gasoline, a lot of gasoline, because I assume you did a lot of traveling with your band.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Yeah. All these things that are on this card were not purchased by me or even for me.
Really? You want to look over this and tell me?
Yes, ma'am.
What?
I have a list.
Stop with your list.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to see your list. I want him to look at the actual charges on this credit card.
Go ahead and look at them.
Tell me which ones aren't yours, sir. Well, let's...
May I say something?
No.
Okay.
Ms. Shuren, you don't get any cameos or any awards for being stupid and giving somebody a credit card.
That's right.
Right? I've been saying that for enough years so that any normal person would not do that. Bert, how old is your oldest child?
18.
She have your credit card?
No, Judge. She watches the show, too.
Yeah, right. She may have asked.
No.
Didn't even ask.
Didn't even ask. Knew better.
Knew better.
She's got 2 jobs, though.
And you love her.
I'm crazy about her.
And she doesn't have your credit card.
And she can't have my credit card.
And you know her for 18 years.
I've known her all those years.
You got it, Ms. Shuren?
Yes, ma'am.
As far as,
okie dokie.
yes, ma'am. As far as everything on here, the only things I can't actually prove them, but the service merchandise, for $58.62.
That was that blue boombox, the radio?
Mr. Brown, why don't you
Yes,
use your
ma'am.
own credit card?
Because he said it's
Shh. Why don't you use your own credit card?
I don't have one right now.
Is this the first time you've used a woman's credit card?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to ask the rest of the members of your band. All right. Well, I don't know what you marked here, sir.
I didn't mark anything. The only thing that's on there is the gas receipts. She acts as if she doesn't drive and put gas in her car.
No, what she's saying, sir, is she didn't use this credit card at all. That you used the credit card. You were going to look through this and tell me which charges were not yours.
There's no charges on there that I could prove that weren't mine.
Oh, what an easy case. My own information. How long did you know him before you gave him this credit card?
A year and a half.
Were you living together?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who paid the rent?
I did, and my sister.
Who paid the telephone?
Me and my sister.
Who paid the gas and electric?
We did. Me and my sister.
So that went on for a year and a half before you gave him the credit card?
Yes.
Judgment for the
Your
plaintiff
Honor.
in the amount of $1,154.94. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
So I thought, since he wasn't paying any rent or any utilities, that he would at least have the money to pay the credit card.
Everything was fine until we broke up, and then she decided that I owed her for everything she's ever spent.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Coleman versus Denies. Step forward, please.
20-year-old sales associate Michelle Coleman is suing her ex-boyfriend, 22-year-old auto painter Brad Denies, for illegally repossessing her car. Brad is countersuing, claiming Michelle wrecked 2 of his cars.
Ms. Coleman, you and the defendant were engaged to be married, and according to your complaint, during the course of your engagement, you were not engaged.
We were not engaged.
That's a lie.
So I...
So then let's get to the second thing maybe we can agree on, that you bought a car.
Yes.
That is in both your names, as well as the car loan.
Yes.
Then according to your complaint, you broke up, you kept the car. For some reason, which you will explain to me, the car was impounded. He got the car out of impound, paid the fees to get it out of impound, he kept the car. You want all the payments back that you made on the car plus your down payment. How much was the down payment?
$4,000.
He is counterclaiming for 2 cars that you allegedly damaged in April of 2000.
Yes.
Sir, do you admit or deny that she put down the down payment?
She used her check to put the down payment, yes. But half the money was mine because she owed me rent.
What she owe you rent from?
From the time we lived together, which was 9 months.
That's a lie. We never lived
Just
together.
a minute.
Yes, we did live together.
Just a second. So what you're telling me is part of the money was yours because she owed you money.
Yes.
Did you tell her that at the time?
Yes.
Look at me and tell me what you said to her when you signed the papers for the car loan.
I said that we are going to go in this car together, 50-50, because you were saving up for a car. When you lived with me, I didn't make you pay no rent, no utilities, so you could save up for your own car.
And what?
And that's it.
And that's it. Okay. So let me explain something to you. You didn't put any money down towards the car. The fact, Mr. Denies, that you just said to me, there was an agreement, and I'm taking your word, that you did live together, and your agreement was that she wouldn't pay any bills, but save up to buy a car. That's what you just said to me.
Yes.
Fine. Put your hand down. She didn't owe you the money. So $4,000 you put down on the car.
Yes.
Okay. And then you drove the car for how many months?
About 4 months, 5 months.
Until what date did you drive the car?
The car was impounded in November. So November
How was the car impounded? Under what circumstances?
I started seeing a new guy, and I loaned him the car. He didn't tell me he didn't have a license. He called me and told me that my car was impounded.
You got the car out of impound?
Yes, I did, ma'am.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding you getting the car out of impound.
I called her about 2 weeks before it got out of impound, and I said, what are we going to do about the car? She says, well, if you bail it out, then you can take over the $800 payments. And I go, you want me to do that? She goes, I don't care.
Okay. Now, when he bailed the car out, when he got it out of impound December 18th, did you have any further conversation with him?
Yes, I did. I told him that I was going to fight for it because I wanted my car back.
So did you sue him in December?
No, I did not.
Did you sue him in January?
No, I did not.
Did you sue him in February?
No, I did not.
Did you sue him in March?
That's when I started getting everything going.
Did you sue him in March?
No, I did not.
What were you driving?
I had bought another car.
Right. How did I know that? How much did it cost you to get the car out of impound?
$805.
You have a receipt for that?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Let me see it, please.
It was supposed to actually cost $795, but they charged us an extra $15 for cleanup of glass.
Baby contest or baby pageant?
Yes.
And the defendant entered her baby. She wrote out a check. Her baby entered the contest. Her baby didn't win. She stopped payment on the check. You want your money, right?
Yes, I do.
The defendant says that the contest was rigged, so she stopped payment on the check. Tell me about this pageant.
All right, Your Honor, this whole case is about this lady who has a major...
Shh. Pay attention to my question. Then we'll get along just fine. I said, tell me about the pageant. I'll figure out what this lady has or has not.
All right. It is a national pageant system. We did have a baby contest in it. Her baby did participate.
Where is this pageant or contest held?
It was held in Springfield, Illinois.
How many babies were entered?
There were 9 babies all told, 5 in her age division.
So tell me how it works. You advertise and you say there's going to be a baby contest. These are the age categories. And it says that you have to send in a fee for the contest?
Yes, you do.
Okay, and how much is that fee?
The deposit was $150. She pays the remainder of any fees when she reaches the pageant.
Now, what happens if they win this contest in Springfield?
If they win the contest, they win money.
How much?
She could have won a $500 bond. Actually, she could have won a $2,000 bond as an overall winner.
Overall winner
of one baby of the 2 age divisions.
Okay, so she sent in her $150.
Yes.
Correct?
Correct.
And then you travel to Springfield.
Correct.
And how much then does she have to pay once she gets to Springfield?
Depending on the events that she entered would decide how much more that she did owe.
What do you mean? I thought she just entered one baby contest.
There's several different categories.
Like what?
Photogenic, there is playwear, there is sleepwear, there are the prettiest, eyes, hair, fashion.
And what do you win if you win the prettiest pajamas?
You can win a plaque, a laser engraved plaque.
A plaque?
Yes.
And each time she enters one of these little contests for the baby who looks nicest in their pajamas, there's an additional fee. Is that what you're telling me?
There is a fee for each thing that you do, yes, ma'am.
Sounds like a good business to me. And how many babies, for instance, entered in that contest if you have there the best looking baby in pajamas?
They all entered.
All 9 of them?
Yes.
And how much was the cost of each one of them entering that?
Well, it was $35 per category for that.
And how many of these little categories, eyes, pajamas, playwear, how many of those are there?
There are 5 for the babies.
And for that they get a plaque or a certificate if they win each one?
They could get a trophy.
Or a trophy.
The people who win money, crowns, and banners, and the big trophies are the queens.
I'm just talking about the things other than cash. So this is for you a business?
Absolutely, it's a business.
We're not talking about the baby who wins this contest gets to do some sort of a pilot for a movie. This is just pure ego on the part of parents. Is that right?
I would say so, yes.
Absolutely. It's just pure ego. Okay, Miss Joe, now I'll hear you.
Okay, we did do the pageant. My daughter was offered the prizes of the state queens, the savings bond that originated from her state pageant that I attended in Michigan. That's the only reason we attended her nationals, to receive the savings bond. We went to nationals, we did the pageant, everything was fine, except for she didn't have the savings bond. She said she would overnight it to me. So I started on my way home when I started looking over Lily's scores, which were amazing. So I called the hotel.
Just 1 second. So you tell me she owes you a savings bond?
Correct.
Do you owe her a savings bond from a previous pageant?
No, ma'am, I don't owe her a savings bond. She did receive the savings bond. And, in fact, I didn't owe her the bond. The Michigan director did. She overnighted the bond to me. I told Miss Doe the day of the crowning it hadn't arrived yet, but it was coming, and I would send it to her.
Did you send the bond?
Yes, ma'am, I sent the bond.
Well, I assume then you have the number of the bond, that you can trace it. Now, how much was the bond for?
$100, Your Honor.
It's a $100 bond. We're not talking about a lot of money. But if you didn't send the bond to her, and you were supposed to, that you have to do. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand
Good.
that.
Perfect. I don't want to see anything.
This is the letter she received with the bond, and it tells about the bond. So if she didn't get the bond, why didn't she speak up? I got this letter, but I didn't get the bond with it.
That's what she says.
She's lying.
That's what she
Please read
says.
that.
That's what she says. If she did not get the bond, she has to get the bond. All right, but let's go on with why you didn't pay the rest of these fees.
I
Madam.
proceeded on my way home. I didn't check the scores. I just figured, okay, my daughter placed fourth. She's done that before. She's had her wins. She's had her losses.
How many contests have you entered with them?
Beauty pageants, I've done maybe about a dozen of them.
Why?
They have prizes up to $10,000 savings bonds. It's always worth a shot. But anyways, I started checking the scores on the way home. My daughter has amazing scores, 9.8, 9.9. For instance, sleepwear, she got two 9.8s and a 9.9. Possible 30 points, she got, what would that be, 29.5. I've consulted with 2 other directors who said it's not physically possible 4 babies scored higher than a 29.5 out of 30 possible. Judges don't give straight 10s and straight 9.9s. I called her on the way home twice. Once she was in the pageant still, once I left a voicemail. She didn't return them. I contacted the state director who said to try contacting the parents. Maybe the parents will tell me the daughter's scores.
That's not true.
Well,
Don't speak.
I heard from 2 parents. One.
Listen to me.
Okay.
Don't give me hearsay.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay, I tried emailing her twice when I didn't receive the bond. Didn't get any results. So I filed a complaint with PayPal, the one I paid her through. They tried contacting her. She ignored them also and refunded my money because they couldn't reach her. They gave her 10 days to respond to the notice.
Okay,
and
just one second. PayPal. What's PayPal?
It's an online computer where you can pay them through your debit, credit.
They didn't have anything to do with the bond. You told PayPal that you didn't receive merchandise.
That would be the savings bond.
You wasn't
No, is
supposed
that-
to receive any
just a second.
merchandise from me.
Shh. Don't speak to her.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
If you have nothing better to do with your time than to take her around to show off her beauty, then what you're telling them from a very early age is that they are judged by the way they look, which is a very stupid thing to do.
And later today,
James had made threats to us and
That's
to
not
our
true,
home.
Robbie. I don't want to
When
hear you.
everything turned violent, we had to have him escorted off the property twice.
The reason that you stopped payment was not because of this bond that you say you
There were
didn't
2 reasons,
receive,
'cause she wouldn't return
that you
my calls
say you
about the
didn't
scoring.
receive. The problem was you thought your daughter should have won the contest. As a matter of fact,
Not
when you
one
talk,
place somewhere higher. Yes, I do. 2 other judges or directors agreed.
They weren't there.
There were 5 babies in the
listen
division.
to me. Don't speak to her. How many times do I have to explain to you not to speak to her? You say in your answer that you believe the pageant was rigged. That's why you didn't pay her. It had nothing to do with the bond.
That's not true.
Well,
I
that's
had
what you
2
say in your
reasons.
answer, madam. And that's the only reason that this PayPal would not pay. If you had said to them, I entered my daughter in a contest and I think the contest was rigged and I want to stop paying, they would say, that's not a reason to stop. Listen, Ms. Doe, you want to schlep your daughter from one state to another to be in beauty pageants, that's totally up to you. I cannot discourage you from doing that. Sometimes she's going to win, sometimes she's not going to win. Sometimes somebody's going to be a favorite, and sometimes the whole thing is going to be a sham. If you have nothing better to do with your time than to take her around to show off her beauty, that's a very sad. How old is she?
2.
I would say at 2 you should be sitting home reading books to her, not schlepping her around from one beauty pageant to another. If you don't understand by now that this lady is in business to make money.
I understand that, Your Honor, but it's
just a
also
second.
her job to
Listen to me.
consult with parents.
Listen to no, it
You
isn't.
can't take the money and
No,
go
it
home.
isn't. You got to pay the money. You don't like this contest? Don't enter it again. You think without witnesses I'm going to find that this contest was rigged? It's not going to happen. I want to tell you something. Very, very good expression. Beauty fades, dumb is forever. What you're supposed to do if you have a daughter is to try to teach her that her mind is more important than her face. And I know that this isn't very good for the plaintiff's business, but if everybody out there would try to understand that what's in here is much more important long-term than what's here, and that usually children do not thrive from being schlepped from one place to another and primped and made up, dressed up, because then what you're telling them from a very early age is that they are judged by the way they look, which is a very stupid thing to do. Stupidity here does not get rewarded. She's entitled to her money, $321. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm very happy to be getting the money back that's owed to me.
If they weren't going to award my daughter properly, then I deserve the refund.
But I'm not happy with the picture painted of pageants and my business.
Everybody has their own opinions.
She's got a big case of sour grapes.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of AG versus Horry, step forward, please.
Rebecca Agee and her fiancé James Crane are suing their former friends Scott Horry and his wife Sarah for moving expenses and the value of personal property. The Horrys are countersuing for lost wages and emotional distress.
Mr. and Mrs. Agee, you and the defendants had been good friends. According to you, you were living in Oregon. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And both couples decided that they would be better off in their lives if they relocated to Iowa. Now, who came from Iowa?
We did, Your Honor.
So you agreed to sort of split the costs of moving and travel together. And once you got to Iowa, Mr. and Mrs. Horry were going to help you find a job. I don't know whether you were going to live together, but hopefully you would both live happily ever after in Iowa.
Okay.
Well, it didn't work out that way. And according to you, things turned sour on the trip. You claimed that the Horrys owe you for expenses, property that they kept, mental anguish, and you also want them to pay for your trip back from Iowa to Oregon because it didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
They say that they thought everything went along just fine. They have a counterclaim because they say that you aggravated them.
Breathe.
Breathe. All right. Let me hear it succinctly.
We thought that they were really good friends of ours when we met them. We moved into 10 Mile, Oregon, and they were our neighbors, and we invited them over many times for everything.
Let's cut to the chase. You decided to move to Iowa with them.
We moved to Iowa with them. When we got to their home in Iowa, they were rude to us. They put us in a small room with 2 cat boxes. I also have he's almost 8 months old now, my son. When we got there, we had no money. They were supposed to pay us for half of the U-Haul.
Which was how much?
$117.50. And they said that we owed them money instead.
What did they owe you money for?
We paid for everything, including the trailer. We agreed upon that we would also give them a place to stay, give them a job, and we did all of that. Above and
That's not
beyond,
true, Your Honor.
when they had reached Colorado, when they ran out of money, I had gone...
They ran out of money in Colorado?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. His parents helped them out to get gas, and they came up to Wyoming
And
finally
met us where we
and
were
met us
supposed to
there.
meet.
Did you need to borrow some money from his parents? That's easy to find out, so just answer my question.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And how much money did you take from his parents?
Somewhere around $30.
You mean the two of you were traveling with a new baby with absolutely no money? Now, wouldn't it have been more prudent to stay in Oregon and save a little more money? Save $500, $1,000. Save it up so that you're not driving around with an 8-month-old baby with no money.
We had the money, ma'am. We ended up paying for the U-Haul. Mr. Horry paid for the deposit on the U-Haul.
Are you saying $117? Is that what
No.
you're talking about?
That's
how
half
much?
of it.
That's half of it. The full amount was $230-something, I believe.
Yes.
We would have had the full amount if they would have given us the money when we got there to make it all the way.
You're just not following me.
I'm sorry.
That's a big trip to make.
Yes, it
I mean,
is.
unless things are so terrible in Oregon that you weren't surviving there.
We were hoping for a brand new start, something new. They guaranteed him a job when
You
we got
can't
there.
guarantee anything. No, you don't rely on anybody for anything.
Yeah, we've learned that in the past
Well, you
couple
don't.
months.
All right. His parents gave you $30 for gas. Did you ever pay him back?
No.
We haven't made it that far
Okay.
yet.
What's next?
When they reached Cheyenne, Wyoming, I went up to Becky, knowing they had no money left, and said, would you rather me pay for the rest of your gas to get to Iowa since you have no more money left? And that was the new agreement.
Okay, and
I
you had
looked
no
at
money for,
her.
just a second, and you had no money for gas.
Right.
So how much did you pay for gas for their car?
Approximately around $200. And we also were paying for food, which was a new agreement, so we had no problem with that.
And we
What
are
was the
not
new-
suing for that.
Okay, so it's clear to me you had no money.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because you had to borrow $30 from his parents. And how many days were you on the road after you borrowed $30 from his parents?
Less than a day.
Less than a day.
And then you got to the house?
No, we met in Cheyenne and we
Okay.
drove.
How many days was it
We
that
were
you
on the
lived in
road.
the house.
We were there for a little over 24 hours.
How much did you spend in gas? I'm trying to figure out if we've used up this $117.
We have receipts, Your Honor.
I'm asking you.
From what point, Your Honor? I don't understand.
From the point you ran out of money.
We ran out of money in Longmont to
How did
Iowa.
you eat? Who fed you?
We stopped for food once with them. And
What
that
about
was
when
it.
you got to the house? You said they put you
They
in a
had
room.
no food at
They
the
had-
house.
Yeah.
They had no electricity. We had to clean out the refrigerator.
Just a second. So how did you eat that day?
We didn't.
We went and bought them Pizza Hut.
Yes, we
We
had
bought
Pizza Hut.
them a whole bunch of food. The very next day, we also went out and bought them a big barbecue to have food, and we provided their baby with formula.
Does any of that sound right? You had no money.
No, ma'am.
How did your baby eat?
I had formula for him when
Listen,
I left
I'm not
Oregon.
bothering with this. They're not paying for your trip home. They're not paying for any of the moving expenses from Oregon to Iowa. They've already taken care of that. Now, you want to tell me, what about the value of personal property you say they kept? What personal property did they keep?
They pawned our television set and
TV. What happened to their television set?
Yes, we did pawn it because she gave us every permission to sell all their stuff when they left, because they left and they had no intentions to come back, and she made sure that I
Yes,
kept
we
her
did, Your
green
Honor.
tub. She had a green tub full of personal belongings, like pictures, birthday cards, and stuff like that, that she had said meant so much to her. So I promised her and I swore to her we would not get rid of that stuff.
And for 2 days straight, it was, what do we do with your belongings?
That's
the
not
first
true, Your
night,
Honor.
it was...
He asked me
I don't-
how long we should keep it.
The first night, I understand everything was in an outrage. She had said, I don't care what you do with my stuff, just don't get rid of my big green bucket.
Now, how much did you sell the TV for?
Somewhere around $80-some is what we got for it at the pawn shop.
Okay. Now, let me hear your counterclaim.
We're suing because, or countersuing because James had made threats to us, to our vehicles, and
That's
to
not
our
true, Your
home
Honor. I don't want to hear
when
you.
everything
I'm
turned
speaking.
violent and he was starting to push his way around, and we had to have him escorted off the property twice.
Your Honor.
Our neighbors...
When was that?
It had to have been in August. I'd say around the 25th.
And you haven't seen him since?
No, we
Your
haven't.
Honor.
Shh, speak now. And you haven't had any contact with him in many months, is that right?
Nope, not except for
What
video.
else?
And loss of wages is all we're suing
What loss
for.
of wages for what?
We think it is a waste to be here.
You should have said no. What, no isn't part of your vocabulary?
No.
There you go. Somebody calls you and says, would you like to have your dispute resolved before Judge Judy Sheindlin? And you say, no, I'm sorry, I don't want to miss work. There you go.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So you get nothing.
Ma'am.
Zippo.
That's cool.
Good. Cool. You get $80 for your TV. And go. Have a happy life. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Everybody was all stressed out.
It didn't work out.
They don't respect other people's belongings.
I feel that I've been disrespected.
They don't respect other people.
I wish we could have mended the friendship.
They care only about themselves.
I do believe...
Defendant is responsible for damage that her 10-year-old son did to your car.
Yes.
And tell me when this incident occurred and where it happened.
This incident occurred 5602
Yes?
in front of her house while Justin was working on his bicycle.
You went to her house?
Yes, I did.
In your car?
Yes, I did.
What did you go there for?
To see her.
So you pulled up into the driveway or in front of
Or
her?
in front of the house.
Pulled up in front of the house and what happened?
Jan got into the passenger side. We sat in the car for a few minutes and I said, well, hey, let's go up to the store. I wanted to go up to the store. And I cranked the engine up.
And she said, okay, she was going to go
She
to the
was
store.
going to go with me. And
No, I
Justin
didn't say-
Justin asked, where are you going, Ma? And she told me, nowhere. So I shut the car down. But I turned around and I asked her again. I says, come on, well, let's just go up to the store. So I started the car back up. I proceeded maybe about a foot. This is when Justin ran up to the car with a bike rim, overloaded it onto the windshield. I have pictures.
What do you mean
of it.
overloaded it?
Well, he smashed the window out.
Okay.
I also have pictures of the air conditioning vent.
Why do you think he was so upset, Mr. Gorel?
Because the mother pampers him too much. Wherever she goes, he's got to go. Like little Bo Beep lost her sheep, you know.
Well, who else was home with him at the time?
Her second oldest son, Nicholas, was home.
All right, you want to tell me your version of these events?
Yes, I went into the car. I had no shoes on. I left the door open, the car door open. I never closed the door.
That car
Justin
door was
asked
closed.
me.
Don't interrupt her.
Justin asked me, Mom, you going somewhere? I said, no, I am not going anywhere. And then Justin responded, my mom's not going anywhere. And then Justin came into the car, pulling me on my lap, saying, come on, my mom doesn't want to go. She said she's not going anywhere. That is when John backhanded him like this to his chest. John proceeded to go a foot about. His feet were out of the car. Then I was yelling at John. John stopped the car. Justin got out. I got out. Then John came out of the car and was upset with Justin because Justin did not want me to go, and I didn't want to go. Justin was afraid for me to go. And John hit him on the shoulder then. Justin then went to throw the bike rim, because he was changing his tire, at John. Not at the car, but it did hit the car.
So you're telling me that the plaintiff put his hands on your son?
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. If it was true that it happened, that's something that you would have indicated in here. Let me tell you, in case you forgot what you swore to in your answer. You said, Justin was upset because he thought John was forcing me to leave and John was drunk. Justin was trying to get me out of the car. When John pulled away, John narrowly missed running over Justin's feet. That's when Justin threw the bike rim that cracked John's windshield. Nowhere in this statement do you say that he got out of the car and put his hands on your son, which any mother would say. So when I ask you a question, you may be in the right and you may not be responsible for what your son did. But if you lie to me, then I'll never know. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. So let's start again, and let's try to make the stories consistent.
Okay, I left the door open. Justin asked me if I was going somewhere. I said, no, I'm not going anywhere. And then Justin said, my mom's not going anywhere. John did, though, push him toward on his chest. He did. And Justin was pulling on me.
You were in the car at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
He was in the car at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
So he didn't get out of the car and hit him on the shoulder?
This was in the beginning.
He didn't get out of the car and hit him on the shoulder?
Not at that present time, no.
No, right.
And then, after John had stopped, Justin was out of the car. John did get out of the car and go to the lawn and hit Justin on his shoulder. He did.
Did you ever hit the child?
No, ma'am, I did not.
I don't believe that he hit him.
May I speak, ma'am?
Yes.
Well, after Justin broke the windshield, I sat there with, I'm astounded. My windshield's broke.
Where were you when the windshield was broken?
I was sitting on the driver's side with both doors closed.
And where was she sitting?
Right alongside of me, it's a bucket seat.
So she was actually sitting there
Yes.
when he hit the windshield?
Yes.
And what happened? What did Justin say after he cracked the windshield?
Next thing I know, I look over and Justin's sticking a wrench into the air vent. And I said, that's enough. I jumped out of the car. But I went towards Justin. But when I looked and seen that her oldest son was standing there, I says, no. I'll just go and call the police. I went home, which I have a police report. And it says that the mother didn't do anything.
No, she didn't.
She didn't do anything.
Justin, stand up next to your mother. You're 10 years old?
Yes,
Why did you crack his windshield?
because he had hit me in the car.
He hit you? How did he hit you in the car?
He had reached over and hit me
Where did he hit you?
in my chest.
You mean he pushed you? That's why you broke his windshield?
And then I hit my head on the window.
Sit down. Before this thing escalated into a major confrontation with your son, why didn't you just get out of the car?
He asked me if he could speak with me.
What was he speaking to you about?
He wanted me to go up to the store with him first. He said, and then we can discuss matters, because we don't get along that well. And he's always calling Justin vulgar names, constantly.
And you have no right to be with him, madam, if he's calling your child vulgar names. Were you drinking that day, too?
No.
Were you drinking that day?
Yes.
Was she drinking that day?
No.
What are you doing behind the wheel of a car drinking?
I wasn't drinking in the car.
You had been drinking. What were you doing driving a car, having had things to drink?
I had a few beers, Your Honor.
Had no reason to get into the car.
But I was capable of driving the car, which
You
I
say.
know it was wrong.
You say.
Yes, ma'am.
You say. Have you ever been drunk in front of her child before?
Yes.
Has there ever been any incident of domestic violence between the two of you where you've been drinking?
I'd say no.
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
His behavior in the past has not been the kind of behavior that you want to expose your children to. And you continue to expose them to him because if he wasn't drinking on that day, there's always tomorrow. You got me?
And later today,
All the wires to the electrical things in my room were cut.
You were angry.
About what?
About what? About being a victim. I believe that you are at least partially responsible for the atmosphere that was created on that day. You have a 10-year-old child who has seen you in a state where you are intoxicated. He's probably seen some instance of, if not real violence between the two of you, words that were exchanged that were not nice. And then you come over to the house. But clearly, his desire not to have his mother leave with you, he tries to act like a protective man of the house. That doesn't mean that you are solely responsible, because I think his mother bears some of this responsibility. Because despite the fact that he says he has been intoxicated in front of you, intoxicated in front of your son, you continue to socialize with him.
You're right.
Right. And your son is outside, and you too know, or you should know as a mother, that your son has witnessed things that a 10-year-old should not witness. Right?
That's correct.
Okay. So,
would you please listen to this, Your Honor?
No.
I have
Please,
something else
it's
to
very
say, Your Honor,
important.
Listen to
myself.
me. You think that you're not partially responsible?
No, I never said that.
Well, good. That's what I'm saying to you. The damage that we're talking about is $500. You're partially responsible. Put your hand down, sir. You're not paying
Yes,
good
I'm paying
attention.
attention, ma'am.
You're not getting the whole picture.
Yes,
I get the picture.
know, ma'am.
She likes to have a social relationship with you, even though the two of you together may not do the right thing all the time in front of this 10-year-old child, and the 10-year-old child is reacting to past history.
Can I say something, please?
Yes.
All I did, when he had called me, I asked him if he had been drinking, and he said no.
So, what
So
does
I
that have to
did-
do with what I just said to you? His behavior in the past has not been the kind of behavior that you want to expose your children to. And you have. And you continue to expose them to him because if he wasn't drinking on that day, there's always tomorrow. You got me?
Yes, ma'am.
You got me? You have exposed your children to things that they should not have been exposed to. And if your son is reacting to that, you're partially responsible. He's partially responsible. But he's not his child. He's your child. So he bears half the cost. Suing for $500, judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $250. You pay the rest. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I don't think I should have had to pay anything because he was provoked in it.
Takes two to tango.
Stay alone if you encounter men like this.
and now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Higgs versus Culpepper. Step forward, please.
20-year-old college student Jennifer Higgs is suing former roommate, 18-year-old student Chantel Culpepper, for destroying her personal property. Chantel denies the charges.
Ms. Higgs, you and the defendant had been college roommates. Is that right? There were 3 girls in your suite?
No, there were 4.
According to your complaint, you had the defendant and at least one of the other gals moved out of the suite because you believed that one or both of them were involved in stealing some of your property.
Yes.
That's not what the lawsuit is about. The lawsuit is about some property of yours that was later vandalized.
Yes.
And you believe that the defendant was responsible for that. And there were 4 girls in the room.
Well, it was more like an apartment with 3 bedrooms. I had a single bedroom with myself. Chantal shared a room with Jasmine, and then there was another roommate named Michelle, who had her own room.
Now, there came a time when you found some of your items missing, and then later found your ATM card missing. And when you subsequently went to check, there was some $1,400 missing.
Yes.
Now, what made you think that the defendant and or this other young lady were involved in taking your credit card?
Because that occurred during February of this year. In January, our other roommate, Michelle, had moved out. So basically, it was myself, Chantal, and Jasmine who were in the apartment.
And you made a report of that?
Yes.
To whom?
To the campus police.
What happened as a result of that?
The bank took a while to get back to the detective, and they only keep the video for about a month. And by the time the bank got back to the detective, the tape was already erased.
Well, since there was really no proof that they had taken your credit card, tell me on what authority you believe they were in fact evicted from the apartment.
Well, basically we weren't getting along. Other things became stolen. Shower products were being used. My food was constantly being eaten.
Okay. So they left. Now what kind of damage was done to your things in the apartment?
The new handle was broken off of my bedroom door. It had been locked when I left. All the wires to the electrical things in my room were cut, like my TV, my PlayStation, my clock radio. Yes, it was actually cut.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jennifer Higgs says former college roommate Chantal Culpepper vandalized her property by cutting the cords to her electronic equipment.
When had the girls been evicted from the apartment?
Earlier that day, Chantal was helping Jasmine move her things out, but Chantal's stuff was still in the apartment when they left.
Was the front door to the apartment, was that locked when you came home?
Yes.
Other than the key that you had and that Chantal had and that Jasmine had, did anyone else have a key to your apartment other than management?
No.
Do you have any documentation for me, photographs or anything
Yes,
else?
I do have
I'd like to
photographs
see, please.
of the actual night. And I also have police reports.
See the photographs first. Okay, Ms. Culpepper, now I'll hear you.
Hi. First of all, we was friends, we was cool, we threw her birthday party, you know, went out, hung out, everything. We didn't find out about the credit card until housing told us that Jennifer had been going about writing down reports and everything, and we thinking that we was cool, you know what I'm saying? We were just friends.
Let's get to the day that her property came up vandalized.
We wasn't under the impression that her property was vandalized because we had moved, Jasmine had helped me move out later on that night because we was already being kicked out of the apartment due to her saying that we was wasn't getting along.
Are you living together, the two of you?
No.
You still friends?
Yes.
Have you remained friends?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. One of the two of you cut the wires in her room.
No, we did not.
Yes, you did. Oh, yes, you did. You were angry.
About what?
About what? About being evicted from the apartment. 3 keys.
My wire was cut
3
too.
keys. I don't believe that she cut the wires on her own property and broke down her door. The police report indicates that the front door to the apartment, which was opened with a key, was not damaged. The only door lock that was damaged was the door to her room. The only people that were angry about the situation, as you've just described, you thought everything was cool, everything was wonderful, and all of a sudden you're evicted, were the two of you. The problem is, she doesn't know which one of you did it, or which one of your boyfriends did it, or whoever was helping you move did it. She doesn't know that. But it's clear to me that one of the two of you know who did it. No question in my mind, madam.
Okay. But like I
Good.
said, we was moving out that night. Nothing was wrong with the apartment when we left.
So you mean somebody else just went in there?
No, she has the window onto the balcony. Anybody could have broken in there. She could have came in there.
Let me tell you why nobody
We don't
did
know.
that except the two of you. Because if they came in to steal something, they would have come in and taken the property. They didn't take it. All they did was vandalize it so she couldn't use it. Now that's done by somebody who doesn't like her. Do we understand each other?
No, I'm sorry, I don't.
Well then, what year in college are you?
I'm a freshman, going on to my
Well, maybe
sophomore.
you'll understand when you're a junior. What made you choose this defendant as opposed to suing both of them?
Because with the front door, it actually records whose key was used.
Oh, and what time they used it?
Yes, I have a report from school that shows the times that she entered it. She entered 5 times while I was gone that night.
So that's why you chose her?
Yeah.
Are you user 1 or 2?
I don't know. They never gave me a copy of that. They said that was only for the plaintiff. They never gave me no information on
Well, let me give you this. You are user 2.
I was moving that night along with Jasmine helping me. So I had to come in and out the door. We are not allowed to keep the door open. So yes, I did use my key. When I came home, my wire was cut off my TV.
Did you make a report of that?
Yes, I did.
When?
May 12th.
The first report that you made that you had vandalized property was May 12th? This happened April 12th.
Okay.
So after they said her room was vandalized, you said my property was vandalized too?
Yeah, that's the whole reason
What I'm saying to you is before you knew that her property was vandalized, when you first saw your TV wire cut, did you immediately call housing and say somebody's
No, I did
vandalized
not.
my... Of course not. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $370. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I went to my new apartment. All of a sudden, her wires come up missing and cut and vandalized. That girl knows she did it.
Why would I cut my own cord?
She's gone in the head or something. I don't know why she didn't like it if it was cool.
Family that certainly does not get along well. Miss Moore, the defendant is your niece.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that she had you falsely arrested for assaulting her last year during the time that your mother was ill and dying.
Yes, ma'am.
You went through a trial recently and were acquitted.
Yes,
found
ma'am.
not guilty. And you're suing her for the false arrest and for the year that you spent facing these charges. The defendant says that the charges were true and that she is counterclaiming for her injuries. Her injuries, I believe, were broken arm.
Yes, ma'am.
When was your mother ill last year?
My mother became ill early in January, but she really got bad in March of, it was 2003.
And when did this incident occur with your niece?
March the 10th, after I flew to Texas to be beside my mother who was dying at her home.
So you tell me your version of what happened, what led up to this incident.
Saturday afternoon, my sister, Brenda, had instructed me to give medication to my mother every 4 hours without stopping. And it put my mother in a very...
What kind of medicine was it?
One was a morphine and the other one was for anxiety.
Did your mother had cancer?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of cancer did she have?
Cancer of the liver.
So the morphine was prescribed to keep her calm.
Yes, ma'am, but on the prescription of the bottle it says every 4 hours as needed. And my question was, that night she was totally out of it, and my brother he was there that night, and he had to pick my mother up out of the bed because she could not move at all. And we did not give her the medication every 4 hours like my sister had instructed, and I had asked my other sister in the morning about the medication.
So that caused a problem with your niece?
They were all upset because I would not give the medication like that. But anyway, Sunday night, I left and went out to another sister's house to rest. And when I came, that morning on Monday, my daughter and I came back in the afternoon, and I come to the conclusion I couldn't handle seeing my mother's death.
Okay.
Because of my heart condition and my nerves.
Okay, you couldn't handle it. Okay.
And I was talking to my husband on the phone, and I told him he could reach me. I was on the porch, and I told him he could reach me out at my other sister's. Brenda got mad at me, and I don't want to have a consultation with my mother dying.
Why was she angry with you? What was she saying?
She just felt that I was there trying to take over, and she was already had said that she was going to come out there and whip on me on Monday, and I didn't pay any attention to that in a phone call that we had.
Was that over the medication?
Yes.
Is that so far, is that right?
No, ma'am.
Okay, step up. Brenda, what were you angry about?
I wasn't angry with her. I was actually relieved that she was there to help us because we had fire of taking care of my mother. Everybody was stressed out. It was a bad time. My sister had called me and she told me that the hospice people had told her not to give my mother the medication except when she needed it. I told her specifically, Alice, when you're there, you do what you need to do. I told her I was calling a meeting with the hospice people on Monday. The whole family would be there. We could all understand. I learned more about death than I ever wanted to know with my mother. And I didn't want to go through this by myself. I wanted my sisters there. I wanted help. So when we asked for a meeting, she said 10 o'clock. My sister couldn't be there. She was so concerned about my mother and the medication, but she couldn't be there to see what the hospice people, we were doing exactly what they said, Which
is medicating her every 4 hours and not letting the pain grab hold of her.
Right,
Well,
right. That's exactly how they explained it to her,
Right.
to us. You know, when the pain kicks in, this is how she's going to be. Don't let the pain
let it get
come.
there.
You know,
Right.
we'd been there with her. We didn't want to let the pain come. Nobody, you know, she was going to die. We knew that. We wanted it to be peaceful.
I got it.
And that was my mother's wish, to die at home.
Kim, tell me what happened in the kitchen on the 10th of March.
Well, I was in the bedroom with my grandmother, and I heard them in the kitchen. And she's telling her, you know, you took her out of the nursing home. You shouldn't have took her out of the nursing home. She's going to die. She's going to bleed. You know, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And they were telling her, then leave. You know, that's fine. If you can't take it,
Put your hand down, Miss
leave.
Moore.
You know. And when I looked outside, she was slapping at my mother. And another one of my aunts stepped in. Well, she grabbed her and she threw her down to the floor. Alice
down.
threw my other aunt down
What's
to
her
the
name?
floor. Her name was Billy.
Go ahead.
And then of course, I had walked in there in the middle of this, and my brother walked in, and she started screaming at my brother. And she was screaming obscenities that you would not believe. And she was, you know, then she started out the door, and my brother went out after her. Well, I went out after him. Then she coming out there, and she's telling me, you know, we need to just call an ambulance for Billy, you know, we need to just go. So I'm going back in the house, and I get the phone to call the police. And as I walk back outside, because I'm hearing screaming now back at the porch. And I'm like, well, I thought she was going to leave. She wasn't leaving. And it's because her daughter over there was telling her, you don't have to leave. They can't make you leave. This is your mama's house. You don't have to leave. You know, her daughter was put in the quarter. And she knows if you push her, she's going to lose it. You know, she has a history of violence and just psychotic behavior. And I look at her and I told her, just go, just get the out of here. You know, that's why I told her, just get the, and I'm pointing at her, and as I'm pointing at her, she grabs this arm, and she pulls me down. Her daughter steps between us, and she popped my arm down over her daughter's shoulder. It broke this bone up here into pieces. They had to go in and put a rod, you know, have a permanent rod in the middle of my bone.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I was leaving and they attacked me. They didn't take my statement. The police didn't.
Moore says her niece, Kimberly Kayla, had her falsely arrested for an assault. Kimberly says during an argument, Alice broke her arm.
What happened to Billy?
Billy was taken to the hospital also, and she had some sciatic nerve damage in her back.
She was taken to the hospital that day?
Yes. But Billy and I were both taken to the same hospital in the same ambulance.
What hospital?
To Spine Memorial Hospital.
Do you have a police report for me, please?
Yes.
It's right there.
Okay, Ms. Moore, coming back to you. Now we're going to come to the point in this story where you're going to tell me your version of how her arm got broken.
Well, first of all, there was a consultation in the house, and Brenda held me and Kim, and I have a sworn testimony from the court where my attorney said, and you slapped her, and she said yes. At that time, she hit me.
Just a second. Who slapped you?
Kim hit me in the face with the telephone while my sister held me in the kitchen and would not let me leave.
Let me see the testimony. Oh, well, she says, do you remember slapping Alice? She said, yeah, I told you in the kitchen when she was pulling my hair and we were going back and forth. And you slapped her? Yes.
But Judge, I could not be pulling her hair.
Just a minute. Don't explain. You have to read me the whole thing, Miss Moore.
Okay.
She didn't just admit slapping you. She said you were pulling her hair and you were going back and forth and she slapped you.
At the time she slapped me, I had my hands restrained by my sister Brenda.
I would like you to tell me how her arm got broken.
Well, from there, I went outside and was leaving. At that time, her brother stopped me from going to the car. He pounced over the porch and pulled his hand back to hit me. And you're looking at a guy, I wouldn't take my eyes off because he lifts weight and he could have killed me. And he said all kinds of things to me as I was trying to leave. My daughter stood in between us to stop it.
Okay, so your daughter got in between you and her brother.
Right.
Okay.
And as I was looking for my granddaughter, Kim.
Just a second. If your daughter got in between the two of you, why didn't you go back?
I was going, but my granddaughter had the keys to my car.
Where were you looking for her?
Right there, but right there in front of my mother's house.
Well, you just have to look. How old is your granddaughter? Is she a little teeny girl?
Yes.
How old is she?
I thought she was about 11 or 12. That's what she looks like.
How old?
She just turned 18, Judge.
So she was 16 at the time?
15. She hadn't turned 16 yet.
15 at the time. Well, you're not looking for her on the ground, madam. Listen to me. If you're looking for your granddaughter who's outside, and the people who are outside, according to you, your nephew, and your daughter, that's 3 people. That's who you told me were outside, and you were looking for your granddaughter around that area. That
And Kim came off the porch, charged off the porch with something and hit me in the face, and I could not see. I put my hands up, and I have pictures of where she hit me in the head, and I couldn't see at that time.
Just a second. Hold on a second. Show me the pictures that you have. I don't see anything wrong with your head now.
I had a goose egg right here.
Now, not according to the police report.
The police did not come and check me out at all or anything. I went to the hospital, to the emergency room.
Let me see the medical records from the hospital. According to the police report, when they spoke to you, there was nothing wrong with you, except you were complaining of chest pains. That's according to 2 police officers. Listen to me. That's what the police said you complained of. Not a goose egg on your head, not being hit on your head. They took you to the hospital for observation because, listen to me, because of the chest pains. What I want you to do is give me the hospital record.
I don't have that part.
Well, that's what
I could not get that part in time for court today.
Well, that's unfortunate because you've had over a year to get that hospital record. Who are you?
I'm her husband, Your Honor.
Were you there?
I talked to her at 7 o'clock.
He was on the phone when I went in to tell him I was leaving.
She was leaving.
Were you there?
No, I wasn't.
My daughter Frankie was there.
Oh, I believe Frankie was there. You can step up, Frankie. I believe you were there.
Yes, ma'am.
How did your cousin's arm get broken?
By her brother yanking her arms. When she had my mother's head, she grabbed my mother by her left, with her left hand, with Kim's left hand, by her hair, yanked her head over where she's completely bent over. My mother's face is touching the cement. Kim's brother runs from behind Kim and grabs Kim with his arms like this, and he's pulling her, and she's hitting my mother upside the head with the cordless phone in her right hand, and I grab at the phone, and Scott is pulling Kim at both of her arms backwards. No one touched her arms except for her own brother.
Okay, fine. You can sit down. It's very unfortunate when everybody gets stressed out in a situation where...
What was unfortunate?
I'm speaking. It's very unfortunate when people get stressed and angry because somebody who's close to them is dying. And put the picture down, madam. Pay attention to me. The first mistake that you made was not listening. Your mother was dying of liver cancer. The instructions that you are feeding every 4 hours were the appropriate instructions. I am not a medical person, but unfortunately, I have been in situations where I know that you're not supposed to wait until you are in pain as needed when you are dying. You're supposed to keep medicated so that the pain of liver cancer doesn't take hold. So these people were taking care of your mother for months before you got there. And then you pay attention, try to get it through. And then you come to the scene and decide, this isn't right. The medication says as needed. I'm not going to give her the medication every 4 hours. And everybody is annoyed at that situation because you're sort of a Johnny-come-lately. They've been there for months taking care of the situation, making decisions without you. They took care of, they were the ones who were up at night, they were the ones who were feeding, and all of a sudden you show up and decide to change the rules. Big mistake. You weren't saving your mother's life, Miss Moore. She was going to die. I'm speaking. She was going to die anyway. The question was she going to die peacefully and not in pain ever? Or whether you were going to try, your method of treatment was let her get a little bit uncomfortable and then we'll give her the medication as needed. Unfortunately, you made a mistake in your choice. I do not believe your daughter when your daughter says that you were beaten over the head with a phone, because there is nothing in any of the official records, including hospital records, which you had every opportunity to get over the last year and a half, that suggests that when you were admitted to the hospital for your chest pains, they noted bruising and swelling on your head that would be consistent with your being hit over the head repeatedly, according to you, and according to your daughter, with a cell phone. So I do not believe you were falsely charged. And I believe you broke her arm.
Oh, man,
I believe that you, I'm speaking.
I did not. I was leaving and they attacked me.
Okay.
That's all I was doing was leaving.
You may have convinced you, Miss Moore. You may have.
I didn't care about what medicine they gave Mother. They attacked me. They didn't take my statement. The police didn't let me give a statement. My lawyer will testify to that. Why don't you call her?
Listen to me. I don't want to go any further with this, Miss
Moore,
because I'm speaking. I'm speaking. I'm speaking. Speak.
I swear I did not.
Listen to me very carefully.
Where's the Bible? I took a lie detector's test even, and I did not touch them.
Your case is dismissed. Did you have any unreimbursed medical bills?
Yes, ma'am.
What were they? Unreimbursed medical bills.
I have $7,000 right here.
Judgment for the defendant on the counterclaim in the amount of $5,000. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I never had the opportunity to tell the police. Even my lawyer knew it because I was in ICU 3 days.
She's always has to be the center of attention, and she's done this before.
I was locked in jail for no reason, and I was denied even getting to see.
Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Espinoza, according to what I read, you and the defendant were in a long-term relationship, and you have a child together. How old is your child?
She's going to be 6 on Sunday.
And you lived together for a period of time?
Yeah.
You claim that he owes you his portion of a credit card bill.
Mm-hmm.
He has some of your personal property from when the two of you separated, and that was almost a year ago.
Yeah.
You also won a whole bunch of money for emotional distress.
Mm-hmm.
It was a year ago, September, that you separated. Is that right?
It was a while, like in December.
December 2001.
You separated in December of 2001.
I tried to hold on, and I did things for her.
You separated in December of 2001. When was this credit card bill amassed?
I got it back in '99 when we were together, and I didn't use it for a while, maybe almost a year, and then we were short of money because...
Ms. Espinoza, let me cut to the chase, madam. Were all of the bills on the credit card amassed by December of 2001?
Yes.
We are now in 2003. So what I want you to tell me is, where have you been for 2 years?
I've been asking him to help me pay it, and he's been agreeing to help me pay it also.
But he hasn't for 2 years, is that right?
That's right.
Now, tell me about the property that you left behind, Ms. Espinoza.
When I was going to leave him, he did not want me to leave, so he held me down on the bed and told me I was never going to leave him and that it was never going to happen. I then told him I had to convince him to let me leave. He then tried to tell me that I could leave, but without my daughter. If I took my stuff, I couldn't take my daughter. So I decided to try to convince him that I was going to come back, but I just needed some space. I needed some time to get everything that I wanted to do in my life together, because I wasn't.
Good. All right, now I'm getting into this sounds like a soap opera, and I'm not interested in a soap opera. What property did you leave behind?
I had shoes I hadn't even worn. I had all my clothes there. I had all my my schooling papers. I had a lot of pictures of me and my family, of my daughter that I had.
So you're talking about shoes and pictures and papers.
And I also had a lot of stuff, sentimental value stuff that my mom had given to me because she's passed on.
Ms. Espinoza, what do you want back after 2 years, madam?
Well, I know he doesn't have none of my stuff.
So if he doesn't have any of your stuff, what do you want me to do?
I just want something in return for it, because I feel that all this stuff to me was taken away from me.
And was taken away. Try taken away. Then you should have pursued this case in 2001.
I know.
I don't know what you wait for 2 years for and then say, well, I can't get my papers back and I can't get my pictures back, but I want him to financially compensate me.
Because I was trying to be a nice person. And
then why are you bothering the courts now?
Because he has not been nice to me at all, and I feel like...
He hasn't been nice to you, because that's what happens when people separate. Sometimes they're not nice to each other. Now, I'm giving you 30 seconds about your emotional distress. You got 30 seconds to tell me about your emotional distress.
When I first met him, I was 16, he was 22. We met each other, and we got together, and I got pregnant, like, almost immediately. When I first...
And whose fault was that?
It was both of our faults.
Good. So,
yeah.
Let's go.
And when I told him that I was pregnant, he told me no, he didn't care, he didn't want nothing to do with me. And
is that the emotional distress you're talking about? Well, get to the emotional distress you're talking about, Miss Espinoza.
For 6 years, he put me through everything. I was not allowed to have friends. I wasn't allowed to get a job. I wasn't allowed to basically walk out of the house unless I asked him for permission.
So, how do you think the courts compensate one for that?
I just been through so much. I haven't been able to do nothing.
So, whose fault is that?
It's my fault. That's
good. Perfect. That's taken care of. It's your fault. It's your fault because just as you walked in the door, you walk out of the door.
Exactly. That's why I'm here right now. Because I don't want to let him get away with this. He's gotten away with a lot of things.
Miss Espinoza, I don't know what you're fabricating in your mind. What do you mean, let him get away with what?
With taking my property and not being able to pay for it. I didn't take nothing of his.
Listen to me. If in December of 2001, you went into small claims court or you went to the police and said, I have to get back into my apartment because I have my clothes and my shoes there and my pictures, they would have taken you. You would have gotten your shoes, you would have gotten your pictures, you would have gotten your papers, finished. You cannot wait 2 years and say to somebody, now after 2 years, I want to be compensated because I know you don't have my pictures and papers anymore, but because I didn't pursue my rights immediately, now you have to pay the consequences. Do you understand? There comes a time when you have to take responsibility for yourself.
Yes, I understand that.
Good. Now, Mr. Ruiz says that he left you an engagement ring. Is that true?
No. I lost it when we were together.
That's what she says. I don't believe nothing what she told me in the past.
He was with me when I lost it.
Well, tell me where you lost it.
He was taking me to work. I had it on my lap while I was putting lotion on. When I got out of the car, I forgot that I had it on my lap.
When was it?
It was after we separated, maybe like 5 months after we separated.
So you lost it after you separated?
Yes.
Why didn't you give it back to him when you separated?
He proposed to me after I left him, and I told him I didn't want it. I told him to keep it until I said yes. He told me no, to keep it even if I said no.
Is that right?
No, that's not true, Your Honor.
That doesn't sound right to me. Did you ask for it back?
The thing is, she just led me on. We're going to be together, and that's it. She just used me, pretty much. You know, if she didn't really want it.
So the answer is you did not ask for it back?
Yeah, I told her after we split up, yes, I want it back.
When did you tell her you wanted it back?
I probably told her this, probably like in November. I want whatever.
November of what?
2002.
So a year later?
Like I said, she spent time, she stayed with me here and there, but it was just being...
So in November you said you wanted the ring back?
Yeah. She said she lost it. You know, like I said, I don't believe nothing.
She said she lost it?
Yeah, that's what she said. I don't know what she did with it.
Can I see the credit card bill that you had from December 2001? Mr. Ruiz says that the reason you are pursuing this now is because you recently lost a custody case involving your daughter. Is that true?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Stop being a victim. Be a grown-up. You have a 6-year-old child.
Your Honor, every time we go to court, she doesn't have her story straight.
I have her story straight.
And later today...
Did anything happen before the engine seized?
The oil light came on, possibly. I didn't see it. I wasn't driving.
Colleen, let's not play games with each other so that way you won't be embarrassed.
Real cases.
Listen to me, Miss Espinoza. I want you to tell me about the custody case.
In this past year, I filed for child custody and for child support because he wasn't helping me financially. I was working 65 hours a week.
Just a second. Where was the baby staying?
With me the whole time.
All the time?
Yes.
Not spending time with her father?
She would once in a while when we would go see him. Only when we were together, but he didn't have her by herself.
Then you had a hearing before a judge?
Yes.
What was the outcome of the hearing before the family court judge?
The judge told me that I worked too much, that because...
Can I see a copy of the order? Do you have a copy of the custody order?
I just had the mediation, what was agreed on.
What you agreed on?
It was originally ordered I had my daughter 60-40, 4 days and her 3 days. But she was crying and everything, and you know, I want to do this for my daughter, so I agreed to give her 50% of the time in mediation.
Let me see. Was the original order 60-40? That he had the child 4 days a week and you had the child 3 days a week?
Because of my...
I don't care what it was before. I'm asking you. I can't go into what it was because of. What I'm asking you is, was that the original order?
Yes, it was.
So he had the child 60%, you had 40%, and then you went to mediation that was just resolved. And the parties shared joint legal and physical custody. So now you each have the child 50% of the time. Is that what you wanted?
No, that's not what I wanted.
Well, that's why Mr. Ruiz says that you're pursuing these matters after 2 years.
The reason why I'm pursuing this case is because the judge told me that we weren't married, so I wasn't able to get none of my belongings back.
I'm not interested in your belongings. Do you understand? And don't tell me that you couldn't have gotten any of your belongings out. You could have gotten your belongings out with a police officer. If the shoes didn't fit him, the police would have given you your shoes back. Do you understand?
Your Honor.
And if you had personal papers, the police would have given you your personal papers back if you went back into the house. You chose not to do that 2 years ago.
No, because I didn't want my daughter seeing the cops doing nothing to him. There's plenty of times that the cops that came to the house when
Madam,
he threw me around.
Listen to me very carefully. I don't believe what you're saying to me. Because from December 2001, when you say you left, up until 2002 in November, according to both of you, you did sort of see each other off and on.
And that's why I left him for sure.
So that you could have gotten your shoes and your personal papers. You had plenty of time to do that. Stop being a victim. Okay? Be a grown-up. You have a 6-year-old child.
Your Honor, she said that she had emotional distress and pain and suffering since 2002. Every time we go to court, she doesn't have her story straight.
I have her story straight. Tell me about the ring that you gave her, Mr. Ruiz.
Yes.
Tell me when you gave it to her. Under what circumstances?
I gave it to her on Christmas Eve, I believe.
What year?
2001.
You said you broke up Christmas 2001.
Yeah, we did.
So how come you gave her the ring Christmas Eve?
Well, I don't know. I was dumb. I was, straight up.
Well, what did you say to her when you gave her the ring Christmas Eve 2001?
I asked her to marry me.
And what did she say to you?
She said yes. She goes, right now I need some space because her mom was sick, this and that. Okay, whatever. She said, but she does want to marry me. That's what she told me.
What did you use this credit card for?
Every time we needed money together, we would just pull it out of the ATM, just money straight out.
So you used it for joint bills?
Yes.
Good. I want you to tell me about the agreement that he made, if any, to pay you back for this. Did he say he was going to pay you back, and when?
Yes, he told me all the time.
Tell me when he agreed to pay you back.
Right when before we'd go get the money out, he would tell me that he was going to pay it off because I was not allowed to work, I was not allowed to get a job, so there was no way for me to pay it.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you that if you're living together and you have a child, that each time you would go and get money out of an ATM, he would say to you, I am going to pay back this amount because you're not working, because I don't want you to work, and I'm working, so each time we go, I'm going to pay you back.
Yes, he did say that.
I don't believe you, Miss Espinoza.
I'm telling the truth. I know I was right there, and that's what he was
I don't believe you. In any event, I suggest you go find the engagement ring and sell it. Maybe that'll help pay off the bill. Listen to me, madam. You have to put a period. Just because one lawsuit didn't turn out the way you wanted it to 2 years later. I don't buy it, Ms. Espinoza. I'm sorry. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's just very controlling. He's very manipulating.
I'm happy.
For 6 years, I was 16. I didn't know what I was doing.
All I gotta do is tell the truth, and that's what happens.
He started throwing me around. He slammed my leg in the door.
You know, I pushed her around before, but I never hit her or nothing like that.
Socked me. I hope he gets what he deserves.
I just hope she leaves me alone and go on with her way, and that's it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Pappas versus Aldern. Step forward, please.
Mortgage broker Corliss Pappas is suing her daughter's former friend, 19-year-old student Kelly Aldern, for the cost of a new car engine. Corliss says Kelly drove the car with the oil light on.
Ms. Pappas, you are the owner of an automobile. I assume this is your daughter.
Correct.
Your daughter goes to college? Mm-hmm. And she, without asking your permission, loaned your car to the defendant and this young lady for the purposes of making a trip. A long trip, 700 miles. The car broke down on the way home from the trip, and it is your claim that the defendant should pay for half of the cost for repairing the car. The defendant says that the car broke down and it wasn't her fault.
Correct.
Okay. You don't know what happened with the car because you weren't there. Is that right?
That is true.
And your daughter doesn't know what happened with the car because your daughter wasn't there.
That would be true.
This young lady, who was also in the car, what is your name?
Colleen.
Colleen sent you a check. Step up, Colleen. Why did you send her $800, Colleen?
I wanted to avoid conflict.
Why don't you tell me where you were going when you borrowed the car?
We were going to Iowa.
From where?
From Greeley, Colorado.
How many miles is that trip?
700.
Each way?
Yes.
And the car made it there without a problem?
Yes.
What happened on the way back?
The engine seized.
Did anything happen before the engine seized? Look at me.
The oil light came on possibly a little bit before, but I didn't see it. I wasn't driving.
Colleen, let's not play games with each other so that way you won't be embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
When did you find out that the oil light went on?
Right before the engine broke down, the car broke down.
And who told you the oil light went on?
Kelly was in the middle of telling me.
What did she say to you?
Basically, the oil light's on, and the car broke down right then.
How long had the oil light been on, Kelly?
It had been on for about a second or two, right before the engine seized.
Had you ever had any problems with leaking oil in the car before?
No, ma'am.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Annie Pappas.
Annie, when you had the car, did you have to put oil in the car frequently?
I put oil in, we serviced it in June, right? Correct. And we put oil in it, how long before? I'm sorry, I didn't know exactly. My dad always put oil in the car for us, so.
How old a car is this?
It's 1990.
So the car's 13 years old?
Yeah, so you do put oil in it.
And you have this car at college?
Yes, my mom gave it to me.
So, Ms. Pappas, what makes you think Ms. Aldern is responsible for half of the damage to the car?
Two reasons. First of all, through the talk from these girls at the dorm, the comment was produced saying that they drove for 30 minutes with the oil light on. The second reason is that it's not a seized engine. It was an engine that actually had a rod go clear through the engine. The crankshaft also broke. The entire motor had to be replaced.
Well, what makes you think that that's Ms. Aldern's fault?
I think if an oil light goes on and you drive or don't stop immediately, one would assume that you're not taking care of the car.
What if they were in the middle of a road where they didn't have a gas station?
Then pull over to the side and call for help. They ruined the engine.
How do I know whether or not the same thing might not have happened to your daughter? She doesn't know one thing from another about changing oil. She says, my dad takes care of that.
She does recognize if a light comes on, you stop.
According to Kelly, the light went on a few seconds before the engine seized.
I don't believe that. I don't.
Well, how do I know that? You weren't there.
That's true.
If your theory of the case is, Ms. Pappas, that the person driving the car, that would be Kelly, was negligent because she did not stop immediately and put oil in the car or call for help, then what is your theory with regard to Colleen being responsible? And you insisted that she give you half.
That's a valid point. However, No matter, even if you were in a brand new car and you drove 700 miles, when you stopped to purchase gasoline, you could check on the oil. I just thought people did that.
I don't check my oil every time I go into a gas station. What I'm asking you, Miss Pappas, is why would you think Colleen would be responsible for half of your cost? She wasn't driving. She's a passenger.
I thought that she would be responsible because when she took the car from Ann, both girls said that if they broke it, they would buy the car. If any damage was created to the car under any circumstances,
Oh, well, that's a different story. Did you say that?
We did make an agreement when we took the car. Annie said, if you break it, you buy it, and we did agree to that. But we...
Just a second. That's a horse of a different color. Now, Kelly, but for the fact that you agreed to take care of any damage to the car while it was in your possession, you would not be responsible. But if you said to Miss Pappas, anything that happens to the car, if we break it, we buy it, that means that you're going to take care of it.
Well, we didn't say exactly if anything happens to the car. The understanding was more...
Don't tell me what the understanding was. The words. Just the words.
Okay, the words, Annie said, you break it, you buy it, and we said, okay.
You owe her $800, my dear. You owe her $800. You wouldn't ordinarily. But if she said to you, you break it, you buy it, and you said, okay, you are guaranteeing the return of that car in the same condition that you took it in. Therefore, you owe her $800. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, I still feel that we didn't actually break the car. It was really old, and no one could have known what was going to happen to it.
It's an interesting learning experience.
If Annie was driving, I'm sure the same thing would have happened.
I'm very pleased with Colleen. She was a responsible young woman, and I honor very much that she did what she said she was going to do at the get-go.
I don't agree with paying the money, but I did it. I trusted them. I thought if they could pay for it, you know, I didn't think anything would happen. It worked just fine for me.
We don't really talk to...
Benefit of marriage. There are different set of rules than when you're married. I don't choose to waste my time in going through your grocery bills and seeing who was supposed to pay for what box of Rice Krispies.
Actually, I was speaking about rent because there's...
Well, that's all I'm speaking about. You said I have all these bills. I have grocery bills and cable bills and all the other bills, and I don't intend to do that. The crux of your case is about a lease to which he obligated himself, and to which he was prepared to sign off, pay the month's rent, get off the lease, but it would involve you moving. And you said, I'm not moving.
I was never asked.
Just a minute. Yeah, it came up. I want to tell you something. It came up, Miss Valeria, because you were too quick to say, I don't think that I should have to move because of his actions.
No, I heard that from the leasing agents. That's the only person I heard it from. I never heard by letter, by nobody.
If you heard it from the leasing agent, then the leasing agent said to you, he came in trying to sign off on the lease. You mean it just came up, you said, how are you, leasing agent? Good morning. And the leasing agent said to you, you shouldn't have to move because of something he did. Is that how it came up?
No.
All right. You know, don't give me...
Oh, I know.
Smart. All right. I see September. What about October, sir?
October, November, they were all paid.
Show me. You have checks here.
I don't have the checks for October, November.
Why not?
You didn't pay them.
I did pay them.
Shh. Don't talk to her.
All right. The checks that I wrote out, I don't get actually copies back. Those checks there you see are from a relative of mine that wrote them out for me at the time because I had no checking account. So their bank sends back their checks. The bank that I currently use does not send back my checks.
Fine, just show me a statement.
Again, I don't have that.
Well, where'd you think you were coming today? To a dance? If you don't have the checks, then you have a bank statement. The bank statement shows what checks were paid.
I don't have it. Rent was paid on time every month.
Well, but the question is, did you pay your part of the rent? She says you paid some, but not all.
Well, we're roommates, so of course I did.
He didn't have a job.
Let me see your checks for October, November, and December.
There's,
You don't want this, do you?
What is that?
Yeah, it's my checking account that shows.
It's her ledger.
I don't want your ledger. I want bank statements. You have a bank statement? Do you get your checks back?
No, but in the actual ledger, it tells that I pay Coachman Crossing. I mean, when you sign your check, there's like a backing to it that copies it.
She's very organized, so.
You actually don't get a receipt from them.
I'm not talking about a receipt, madam. I'm talking about a bank statement.
I didn't bring bank statements because when you sign a check, it has a carbon copy. So I could actually show you my checking account, but those are copies of it.
Let me explain something to you. When you write out a check, there's a carbon underneath.
Exactly.
You can write out a check, rip it up into little teeny pieces, and throw it in the garbage. And guess what you still have? The carbon. Right?
I do have the carbon, but
just
I
a second. With me. Hello? Didn't you understand what I just said?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Eileen Valerio says former live-in boyfriend Roger Hall owes her for breaking an apartment lease and the money she paid for car insurance. Roger says Eileen won't return his stereo equipment.
So you don't have your checks for October, November, and December either?
They should be all there. But
this is not here, madam. This is your ledger. This is your ledger. This is what you write out. This has nothing to do with a bank.
Your Honor, I use starter checks.
What?
I use starter checks.
Starter checks?
Correct.
Where are they?
I already used them.
You people deserve each other. I swear to you, people actually deserve each other. Are you still living in the apartment?
Yes. The lease is going to be up in August.
Are you planning on staying there? Do you have a roommate?
No.
You live there all by yourself? And you're enjoying it?
Absolutely.
Pay for it. Now, let's get to next. Monies to purchase a car is what you have here.
What happened is when we moved to Florida, he had a car and he didn't have a license. So I put his car under my name for insurance and signed up for a policy for a year. We had agreed that we would use the same vehicle for a year. And he took the car, so now I don't have a car.
So you want him to pay for a car? That's what you said, monies to purchase a car.
Well.
And taxi transportation.
Taxi transportation is what I've been.
So
it averages out to about $200 a month. That's a big expense. And I already paid the premium of the insurance policy. So I'm driving nothing and paid something.
Did you pay for, you have one point that I will give you. If you paid for the insurance and he's driving the car, he should reimburse you for the insurance, right?
Insurance is canceled. It's done.
It's over?
It's over with. It's
I already
over
paid
with.
the premium. $626.
For Will,
there's no way.
Just a second. When did you cancel the insurance?
Months ago.
No, last month. He took the car, so I canceled the insurance because I don't...
Oh, he took the car, you canceled the insurance. What are you bothering me for?
Because I paid the premium already. I paid a year's worth of insurance.
Then they will reimburse it to you. What's next? And he's not paying for your taxi cab bills. What else?
I'm without a vehicle, so I don't get reimbursed for that?
No.
It's my vehicle.
Do I look like I need help from you? Huh?
No.
Miss Valerio, you tried a situation, it didn't work out, cost you a couple of bucks. What are you bothering me for? Let's get to your counterclaim, which is equally nonsense. Now, you say that she has of yours, sir, some property.
Correct.
And you also say that she damaged the car that she was driving around in, which is your car that no longer has insurance.
Correct.
All right, let's start with the damaged car. When did she damage your car? When she was driving it?
When I picked the car up and drove it out of the parking lot.
You mean after you separated?
After we separated, I had to escort.
Yes, you picked the car up and you drove it out of the parking lot. What happened?
Well, I drove it home and started smoking real bad.
It started smoking?
Correct.
So?
Reason why? Because there was no oil in the car.
Yes.
So it caused damage internally.
Why didn't you put oil in the car?
Well, I did, but damage was already done.
Why didn't you put oil in the car before? You think that she sucked out the oil from the engine?
Before when?
Just a second. You think that she sucked out the oil from the engine to spike you?
Whether she's sucking it or not, I don't know.
Well, I don't know either, so what are you bothering me for? It's your car, make sure it's got oil. Next. What's next? What's next?
You tell me that's you're next.
Good. VCR, stereo, and permanent scar.
Correct.
As you see, this is not the case of the century.
No.
And I don't take it really seriously. All right. Do you have his TV first?
No.
Do you have a TV?
Yes.
Where did you get it from?
I bought it when I was 20 years old with my tax returns.
And that's the only TV that you have?
Yes.
And what about the TV that you're talking about?
It's a 13-inch TV, Emerson. Color TV, remote control.
Where was that? Do you have any idea?
I believe it was in a box that he took from the apartment.
But you don't have it?
No.
All right. Do you have his VCR?
No.
Do you have a VCR?
No. Yeah, well, yes, mine.
2 of them.
Both mine.
You have 2 VCRs?
Mm-hmm. I have one in the bedroom and one in the living room.
One belongs to me.
How did you get it?
I bought it.
When?
95.
In 1995?
Correct. Receipts, manuals.
Oh, perfect. Good. He gets 1 VCR back, madam. 1 VCR for the defendant. And if you want to watch a movie, go in another room. What about stereo and speakers? Do you have that of his?
When actually he left the apartment after he had been arrested, we had a phone conversation, which my witness here actually heard, that when he moved out, like the clothes he has on right now, I bought. Everything in the apartment I bought. He told me that because he was moving into his parents' home, he would have no room for it, and whatever was left there that he didn't take, I could have as payment to put towards anything else because he was buying something new.
Did you say that to her, Mr. Hall?
No, I did not.
He actually heard the conversation.
I would never give up my stereo.
Your name, please.
Ray Marsh, Your Honor.
How do you know the plaintiff and the defendant?
We're best friends, and we used to be roommates, actually.
You and the defendant?
All three of us used to be roommates in New York.
Did you hear a conversation about any of the stereo equipment or anything else?
Yeah, and the conversation that I had overheard.
Overheard it in person or on the phone?
On the phone.
Were you standing next to the phone or you want an extension?
It was on a 3-way conversation.
Go ahead, let me hear.
Mr. Howell and Ms. Lair were conversing about this, and he had said that she could have the stereo equipment because he wasn't going to be able to move into an apartment right away. He may have to move back in with his parents, and that she could have the equipment because he felt that was payment back for all the things that she had gotten him.
Did you have that conversation?
I had a conversation where I told her that I would leave it there for the time being because I had no place to put it. But when I come pick up all my stuff, I'm getting all of it at one time.
Okay. Let's get to the permanent scar left on my face by Eileen.
Scar on my face.
From what?
From her hitting me with a metal object.
When was that?
That's when I called the police. And I was arrested because I was the aggressor, they said. Charges were dropped.
Do you have any medical report?
No.
Do you have any pictures?
It's scared, it's scarred.
Do you have any photographs of the incident?
Actually, she does.
Could I see them, please? I've read the defendant, who was your former girlfriend, then your fiancé, owes you for certain things, according to you. You say that while you were either engaged or dating, a car was purchased that you paid for.
Yes.
How much was the car?
$1,623.
Okay. And that while the car was in her possession, being used by the defendant, and the two of you were together, you maintained the car. So when the car needed repairs, who took it in?
I did in the beginning. We moved to Little Rock, and I was gone 10 hours a day. And I entrusted Kelly to make the maintenance.
So she took the car in to be repaired?
No, she didn't take it in to be repaired. The car henceforth died. The motor seized from lack of attention, mechanical attention, and it's dead.
So's your romance. Tell me about this loan for $1,623.
We had an agreement when I bought the car that she would repay me. This was the agreement from the beginning of our relationship.
No, just tell me about the car. I don't know.
The car was, I will purchase a car if she reimburses me.
That's not true, Your Honor.
It is true.
When did you purchase the car? When did you purchase the car?
I purchased the car $415.99.
And when did your relationship eventually terminate?
Officially it terminated Thanksgiving last year.
The repairs, the upkeep on the car was paid by you?
Correct.
From May of 1999 through November of 1999, how much did she pay you back on this alleged loan?
Zero.
Why didn't you discuss it with her?
I did, many times.
Yes? And what happened?
Nothing. Nothing happened. I talked.
And yet you continued to pay for the repairs?
Correct.
Even though she wasn't paying for the car?
Correct.
Car now is useless?
Correct.
Well, you don't get much for $1,600 for a Mercedes. How old a Mercedes was this?
I believe it was a 69.
What year?
It was in 1970, and he paid $1,000 for it. It was a donation car.
Here's the receipt
he paid
for the
$1,000 for the car, Your Honor.
Let me see.
There's the purchase.
Just a second. When did you buy the car?
$415.99.
Where?
From Memory Lane. It was a donation car.
That's not, the date's not correct, Your Honor.
It is. That's the receipt from Memory Lane.
Who went to pick out the car?
I did.
Where was she?
At home.
How come you didn't go with him?
Because he was going to stop by and look at the car after work. And I didn't want to go with him and spend all day sitting in a car from 7 a.m. in the morning until 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
So he went by himself?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of an arrangement did you have with regard to paying him back for this car?
There was no arrangement at the time we moved to Little Rock. We only had one vehicle. I was not working because I did not have a car. And when he bought me the car, there was never, it was a gift because I wanted to go to work.
Did you start working immediately after you purchased the car?
Yes, ma'am.
No, she didn't.
How much later?
A little over a month because her niece and nephew moved in and she had to babysit them for a month.
Okay, so let's say a month. But within a month, she went back to work.
Part-time.
She went to work. But she didn't start paying you back for the car. Did you ask her to sign a note for this car?
No.
Your Honor,
I did not.
Why not?
Because at the time she's my fiance and I trusted what she told me. I don't...
Mr. Jones, do you think that if you got married, she was going to give you back this money for the car?
Yes, I did. I believe she would at least start contributing money to the relationship, which she never did.
That's a different thing. Contributing money to the relationship is a different thing than paying you back on a specific loan. So is what you're telling me that you believe that were your engagement to have developed into a marriage, she would have still owed you this $1,600?
Yes. That was the agreement we had made.
I don't believe that. Let's get on to the other things that you're suing her for. You're suing her for the return of the engagement ring that he's entitled to. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
The engagement was broken. In my judgment, an engagement ring is given in contemplation of marriage, and if the contract is breached, for whatever reason, whoever breaches it, he's entitled to the ring back. So?
Yes, ma'am, I agree. The ring was lost and stolen 6 months before we even started having any problems.
It's not true. No,
yes,
no, it's not.
It is true.
No, she said she lost the engagement ring in December. Before she moved out of the house. She informed me a month before she moved out.
That's what I'm asking you.
Yes.
That's what I'm asking you. Before the relationship was terminated,
I had
she
told
came
him
home one day and said the ring was either lost or stolen? Is
No.
that what, well, how did it happen? sir?
No, we ended the relationship at Thanksgiving when she stranded me at the airport and left me there, and when she picked me up, she got drunk. That's why I ended the relationship.
I don't get why you ended the relationship,
Then
sir.
she told me after this, several weeks after this, that she had lost the engagement ring. And she did not tell me when she lost it. She may have lost it 6 months before, but she did not inform me of that.
Well, didn't you see her not wearing the ring?
I did not. I didn't ask her about it.
He asked me several times, Kelly, where's your ring? I
No,
said, I'm
that's not
looking
true.
for it.
She
I
never-
think I
she
left it
never
at work.
looked
It was
for it.
stolen at work. I know it was stolen at work.
How could it be stolen? Someone stole it off her finger at work.
How can you not-
Up until then, I had never seen her take it off.
Up until when?
Up until the time she told me it was gone.
You hadn't noticed it not on her hand? Did she
I did
wear
not.
it? I mean, we're not talking about the Hope diamond here, because according
It
to
was
you...
a 1-carat platinum diamond ring. How can you not notice it?
Listen to me.
Excuse me.
Whatever it was, you got a good deal, because according to you, you spent $650 for the ring. Is that right?
That is correct.
$650 for a 1-carat platinum diamond ring. I want to know where you do your shopping. I'm going.
There's the receipt.
Can I have it, please? Okay, good. Then you claim, Mr. Jones, that she owes you for some damage to your property that was done by her dogs. Want to tell me about that?
Well, there's a lot of vet bills that lead up into that. Yeah.
I'm not interested in the vet bills.
Yeah, her dogs chewed up a couple pairs of my work boots, a Christmas gift I received from my grandmother the year before, and a carpet that I had purchased.
Were you living together at the time?
Yes, we were out in the house in Little Rock.
So, you expect her to reimburse you for that?
I only expect her to reimburse me on the item she said she would. She was responsible for the dogs. They were her dogs.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Matthew Jones says his ex-fiancée, Kelly Bell, owes him for an unpaid loan and damage to his belongings caused by her dogs. Matthew says Kelly also owes him for a lost engagement ring.
Are you telling me you said to her, you have to replace these boots because these are your dogs?
Incorrect. That is not what I said.
I didn't think so.
That is not how the conversation transpired.
Well, how did the conversation transpire?
What transpired is I've got destroyed boots. I'm upset. They're
So?
very expensive work boots.
Yes.
Kelly volunteered to reimburse me for them. They were her dogs. I never approached her with, hey, you owe me. I've never said, hey, you owe me. ever in this relationship. All I'm asking for is what we agreed on orally that she would reimburse me for personal bills I incurred maintaining her.
Mr. Jones?
Because she's living with me, that makes me responsible for her car.
You're angry.
I'm hurt.
Well, you may be angry, you may be hurt, and all I can tell you is what I've said to many women who were usually standing in your place with the guy on this side. You're really much better off for yourself to put a period and get over it. Now, I think that you are absolutely entitled to $650 from her for the engagement ring. I'm going to tell you why. If through her own negligence, unless she can show me a police report where she filed a report that the ring was stolen, the ring was misplaced, if it was misplaced at all, due to her negligence. And you shouldn't be out that money. I am not persuaded, however, that the car that was purchased was a loan.
Then why would I buy a car? I already owned a vehicle.
You bought a car because the two of you...
I would not buy her another one unless I was going to be reimbursed.
I don't believe that, Mr.
I'm the
Jones.
only one who was working at the time. I was the only one providing an income for both of us. I was paying every bill,
right.
and
Mr.
she
Jones,
needed to get to work. She refused
Mr. Jones,
to work.
you are...
And she had to come
You're
up with a
speaking and I'm
vehicle.
speaking. I can tell you only one thing, sir. I can't hear you when I'm speaking, because when I'm speaking, I only listen to one voice. What you just said to me further emphasizes the fact that you didn't expect at the time to be reimbursed for this car, because you said to me, at the time I purchased this car, I was supporting the entire household. She wasn't working. She had no source of income. I wanted to get her working. That's why she got the car, because she couldn't get a job unless she had a car. I do not believe, and I am the judge of the facts in this trial, that there was a valid agreement for her to repay you for this car that either you paid $1,000 for or $1,600 for, or the bills to maintain the car. According to you, she had absolutely no way of repaying that money at the time that you bought the car. As far as the dogs are concerned, that's sort of foolish. People living together with an idea of getting married.
That's not what I'm suing for on the dogs. I am suing for vet bills, money I had to pay to the vet to maintain the dog's health. I didn't
Don't do it.
You don't let someone you love dogs die because they can't afford to pay the dog.
Did you buy her the dogs?
No, I did not buy her the dogs.
She bought the dogs herself?
They were free. They were mutts.
Who brought the dogs home?
I drove in my car to pick up one from Little Rock. The other one I got as a stray from a gentleman I work with.
So the answer is you brought the dogs into the house?
No.
Mr. Jones.
So I got to suffer?
No, just answer my question, sir. You brought the dogs into the house.
No, I only brought one dog in. She carried the other dog in.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $650 as indicated. I believe she owes you for the ring. Miss Bell, you're well out of it.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He beat the dogs in the head with the boots that they chewed up. And that's all I have to say. Trust no one but God and your animals. That's the only comment.
I didn't bring up any dirt. I didn't bring up anything about that. I just wanted what she promised to pay me back.
And now the next case.
All parties on Jerome versus Gray. Step forward, please.
30-year-old computer support technician Michael Jerome is suing his ex-wife, 28-year-old administrative technician Christina Gray, for an overpayment of child support. Christina is countersuing for attorney fees and alienation from their daughter.
Mr. Jerome, you and the defendant had once been married. You have one child. You have a daughter together?
Yes.
Who is 8?
Yes.
For a period of time after you were divorced or while separated, your daughter lived with your former wife. More recently, after a lengthy custody battle, I assume, you were awarded full-time custody of your daughter.
Yes.
There was a time when child support, which was being paid to the defendant, was coming right out of your check.
That's right.
And your claim is that the money continued to come out of your check after the time that your daughter came to reside with you on a full-time basis.
Yes.
So you want to be reimbursed for the overpayment for child support. In what amount do you believe you have overpaid child support?
$642, I believe.
When did your daughter come to live with you on a full-time basis?
Christmas Eve, 1999.
And do you have pay stubs to show child support paid after that date?
I have the accounting from the child support.
I'll see it. All right. Defense to his request for the overpayment is, in fact, he still owes you some money.
Yes.
In arrears.
That's correct.
I'm looking at this, sir. Do you still owe arrears on the original order?
No, I don't. When I was awarded custody, the judge made it clear that he was awarding attorney's fees in the amount to offset the arrearage, and we would have a clean slate.
Well, let me see that order where he says that. Let me see. Oh, well, that's very easy, sir. I don't know why you're here. Because according to the printout from the support collection unit that you've given me, you did, in fact, pay, pursuant to the income deduction order, after your daughter was in your custody, an amount of $642.
Yes.
That's clear. It is also clear from what you have given me that you are thousands of dollars in arrears on the original order from when your daughter was living with your former wife, right? And what the court has said, yes, it says total billed, $13,000 and change. Total to date collected, $9,172. So even according to this, giving you credit for the $642, you still owe her over $4,000 in arrears.
That's not right.
Well, that's what this paper says, sir.
The judge ordered there to be a zero balance at the time of the transfer.
Show me where the judge said that there's a zero balance. Take a look. Well, that's a different order. That's a good order. I don't know how you managed that. The judge must have been very angry with you because this order says that the petitioner, that's him, has incurred $5,043 in reasonable attorney's fees and that he is in arrears of approximately $5,043. Petitioner has fully paid and satisfied, therefore, the judgment for child support up to and through April 1st, 2000. End of case. So he must have been angry at the protracted nature of this case for some reason. In any event, you owe him $642. That's the overpayment. All right. Now, let's get to your counterclaim. Ms. Gray, you're counterclaiming for $5,000 for mental anguish and lost wages as a result of endless court appearances and mediations.
Correct, Your Honor.
I don't think that you get paid for that, do you?
Your Honor, this is 9 years of ongoing court battles that have got nothing to do with anything but him being angry because I left 8 years ago and taking my daughter.
I assume that there were periods of time when you were not visiting with your daughter, is that right?
Yes.
And were those periods of time during which there were court-ordered visitations?
Yes.
Ms. Gray, what I'm telling you is I'm an old family court practitioner, and there has to be some very serious circumstance before a judge will transfer custody of a child from one parent to another.
That's what my attorney told me, too. That's why he was so confident we wouldn't lose Chelsea.
Well, your attorney may have told you that. However, what I'm telling you is when it appears that the child is being deprived of an ongoing and meaningful relationship with one parent because another parent is frustrating orders of visitation, after a while what happens is the judge says, I'm going to give you one more chance, and if we don't follow through with it, you're going to lose custody. And your attorney says to you, that's never going to happen. They're never going to take your little girl away from you. Does that sound a little bit familiar to you?
Very familiar.
Right.
Never mind
because,
that he
because
denied
that,
the visitation.
Because aside from serious abuse or neglect, that's the only reason that judges will take a child away from one parent who has been the custodial parent for years, because that parent is frustrating the relationship with the child with the other parent. Judge got fed up. Your counterclaim's dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $642. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I had 6 months at a time where I didn't know where my daughter was.
In the last 9 years, they've been telling her, your mommy doesn't love you, you're going to come live with us forever and ever, scaring her half to death.
If I was trying to alienate my daughter from her biological mother, I'd show her the death threat that she sent to my ex-wife.
The best outcome is for little Miss Thing to drop out so that I can work.
Desperate mother rushed into a hospital carrying her critically ill daughter. At the entrance, the doctor stopped her. Payment first, treatment later. Through tears, the mother begged, "Please, doctor, I don't have money right now. My daughter is dying." The doctor turned away. "No money, no treatment. Leave." She ran from room to room asking for help. Every door was shut in her face. With no hope left, she sat on the street, holding her dying child and crying, "God, I have nothing left. Please save my baby." Suddenly, a homeless man walked up to her. "I found this in the trash today," he said. "Maybe it can help you." She looked at it in disbelief. "Sir, this is just a dirty coin. How can this help? Just trust me," he said, and walked away. With no other choice, she went to a nearby pawn shop. The owner picked up the coin and froze. "Where did you get this?" "A homeless man gave it to me," the owner said. "But I'll give you $50,000 for this coin right now." She grabbed the money and ran back to the hospital. Her daughter survived. Days later, she returned to find the homeless man. No one had ever seen him. Then a security guard stopped her. "You need to see something." He showed her the hospital security footage. There he was, handing her the coin. But something was wrong. His face wasn't visible. His entire body was glowing with light. The woman fell to her knees. That wasn't a man. God had sent an angel to save her child. If you believe God never leaves us alone, drop a heart. A mother left her 2 baby daughters outside the door of a poor house. By love.